Huh? What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. Wanted to talk to you about two players that could be on the move before the season even start. All right. One of those players is none other than John Wall. Now, this one is more of a 100% possibility, more than the Kyrie Irving one. Okay, but I want to get into both. But John Wall was told, from what I heard, by the franchise of the Houston Rockets that, hey, we're going to sit you out. We're going to pay you money, but we're going to sit you out for the remaining, salute Gmoney, for the remaining season. Okay? They don't want to play John Wall. They want to rebuild. They want draft picks, and they want lots of draft picks. They want to start from scratch. They want to build a team that nobody could possibly mess with. You know? What's good, Z? You know, they want to build that team. All right. So John Wall could possibly be on the move. Teams like the Clippers, the Miami Heat, and the 76ers are all interested in John Wall. Okay. So they're listening to trade offers, and John Wall will most likely be traded from the Houston Rockets. All right. Now, the other guy, Kyrie Irving. Whew. Okay, him. You know, you got people out here. I know you heard the talk. You got people out here saying, you know, the Brooklyn Nets franchise don't like him. They don't want him. You know, and I've been saying this. Who's been saying this before this even came up? I said it's been too much drama with Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets franchise. They don't want him on that team. You know, you can say whatever you want. You can sit there and say, oh, it's crazy, it's this and that. This ain't got nothing to do with talent. This is just business. Okay? The franchise just don't like the guy. Okay? I don't know what it is about Kyrie Irving that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, but some franchises just don't want to have nothing to do with the guy. So, him threatening to leave the Brooklyn Nets if they trade him. This is a scare tactic. He's looking at it like, hey, you trade me, I'm going to retire. Because he don't want to go to a franchise that he don't want to play for. This is a guy that was begging Kevin Durant to come to Brooklyn on an All-Star game, saying, hey, man, they got a lot of free aid, they got a lot of space on the salary cap. We could join the Brooklyn Nets together. Only come to find out that love and appreciation you think that you're going to get with the Brooklyn Nets, they just don't want it. They just don't like you like that. Okay? So one of those situations, maybe Kyrie likes the Brooklyn Nets more than the Brooklyn Nets likes Kyrie. That's what I'm starting to think. Because there's no way that his talent could be the reason why you want to get rid of him. Now, me personally, I would love to see Kyrie Irving off the Brooklyn Nets. I ain't going to lie. Why do I want him off the Brooklyn Nets? For the simple fact, I'm trying to get rid of super teams. I like to see them go. Simple as that. Yeah, man, you definitely do, Zach. You definitely do. You know, you definitely got a bright future with this Houston Rockets team. But they're doing it the right way. They're trying to get good pieces, do the draft. So shout out to Houston. They're looking at it like John Wall's been playing basketball for 10 years. He cost us millions of dollars that we don't want to pay. This is about money too. Okay? It's not like, oh, we care for John Wall so much that we want to see him win. No. You know that he cost a lot of money. He's going to be on your salary cap. And you don't want to put a guy like that on your salary cap. You want to dump him off. You don't want to have to deal with John Wall. So you make up this lie that, hey, we're gonna give John Wall what's best for John Wall. We want him to be on a championship contender. Lies. You just want the man off because it could clear your space off the books. You don't want to be in the luxury tax for a guy like John Wall. because you're not going nowhere with John Wall anyway. So they be like, hey, why are we paying all this extra money for this guy? He's not worth the extra paycheck. So let's get rid of him. You make a business move. You know? So that is one of those situations when you're like, hey, you know what? John Wall leaving. Now, the teams that John Wall could fit on that be good, Clippers would be a great team for John Wall. Now, John Wall is not what he used to be. He's not an all-star, nothing like that. So he don't make – yeah, John Wall has a bad contract. It's like over 40-something million. Nobody wants to pay John Wall no 40-something million. A guy that shot – he averaged 20 points a game, but he shot 40% from the field. So that just means he shot a lot of times. He jacked the ball up a lot of times. He's not an all-star, okay? John Wall is past his all-star days, you know? If what could you get for John Wall? I think draft picks. Flat out draft picks. That's what you should get. Rebuild and take draft picks. No. Nah, Pill. We don't want Gasol, man. He's another dude that could be on the retirement block. You guys can have him on the retirement block. You know? You guys can have him on the retirement block. As simple as that, yo. You know? For a minute. Boom. So you get a little deeper low. You see that right there? Boom. Told y'all we got the systems, dog. We got all the systems, man. I got some magazines in the background. Some movie magazines in the background. Got the Devil May Cry. Got the let me show you some joints right here. All right. This the joint right here. Boom. Y'all know what it is. Boom. Let's put that right there. So good. Boom. Then boom. Now this game, Life is Strange, is really, really weird. Okay. It's like watching a movie, but it doesn't have that much gameplay. So if you want to get bored to death, play this game. I kind of regret buying this game. I paid full price for this game, by the way, but I did it off returns. But I really wish I didn't pay full price for it. I'm kind of regretting that I got it. I really am. But I have to live with this game. I got it, so I might as well pass it and beat it. It's called Life is Strange, True Colors. I see your true colors shining through. Gasol retired. He signed with a team in Spain to finish. Okay, that's right. That's right. Yeah, video games are way too expensive. PlayStation's trying to rip people off. They're trying to charge people $70 for games. I'm not paying $70 for no damn video games. I go on eBay and pay $40. I go on eBay, get a used one for $30 because I'm going to get more value for it when I take it in and trade it in for GameStop anyway. Nah, man, I'm pretty good so far. I'm eating pretty good. I head outside. I shoot some hoops on Sundays. You know, I ain't going to front. I do get out of shape a little bit, but you know what it is. You know, I do get tired a little more faster than I used to. Yeah, yo, Gmoney. We may not, you can't see it because Kyrie's a superstar or allegedly a superstar, but money comes first. They already got James Harden and Kevin Durant. They got star power. They don't need Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is not going to do nothing for the Brooklyn Nets. They got 2 all-stars already on the team. They could take that and trade it off. They don't like him. They don't want him on the team. These reports will not be coming out if you want to protect your star and you like him. The Brooklyn Nets don't want Kyrie Irving. They don't like the guy. I think Chicago could get the 4th seed. That's definitely possible. You know? You think Brooklyn Nets will let trade rumors come out of Kevin Durant No, because they know there's no way in hell they trading Kevin Durant. They like James Harden more than they like Kevin Durant. They probably want a team with James Harden and Kevin Durant and some good surrounding pieces. They don't want Kyrie on that team. So this is something behind closed doors, and they bumping heads, you know? Kyrie is bluffing because he knows that the Brooklyn Nets want to trade him. So he said, hey, you trade me, I'm retiring. That's a message to say, hey, if another team picks up Kyrie Irving, oh, man, why are we trading for this guy? He wants to retire. So that keeps him in Brooklyn. But you think those games are going to keep winning? Who's going to win this battle? The GM or the player? At the end of the day, the money talks, you know? Nets don't need Kyrie Irving. They got 2 superstars to sell tickets. Kyrie Irving is just an extra fat on the body. That's all he is for the Brooklyn Nets. You extra fat. They could trade you and get so many better pieces. But hey, Kyrie, if you're not appreciated in Brooklyn, why won't you go next door? Go and play on the Knicks. Go and play with them young bucks. Y'all do a even swamp. The Knicks got some young players. Give up some of those young players. Give to Brooklyn. And we take Kyrie Irving. We take one superstar because we could always get some building blocks, some building pieces. You know? Kyrie is a drama queen. Kyrie Irving is a guy that nobody wants to work with. He's one of those disgruntled employees. Or he's just one of those guys that you work with. You say, hey, this guy's an asshole. I don't want to work with this guy. You know? Some people just don't want, some people just not good enough to work with. Kyrie Irving's out of the box thinking, weird way of behaving is setting people off. You think a franchise will put up with their star player getting trade rumors? They say, have the Brooklyn Nets ever went on TV and said, hey, Kyrie's our guy. We stand by him. We're not trading Kyrie. And even when franchise say that, they still trade them anyway. It's just PR talk. You know, I never trade this guy. We love you, man. You know, next morning, excuse me, sir. The franchise has decided to go another way. They're going to trade you. Wait, well, what is this? I thought they said they love me. Don't be fooled by the words. It's just business. These guys don't care about you. They only say what's good for PR. Public relations. Hey, man, I'm just saying, if you want to stay in New York, go to the Knicks because he seems to like New York teams, right? It was his dream to play on the Nets, you know, because he wants to allegedly go back home because he's an East Coast boy, right? He's a Brooklyn boy. So why won't you just go next door? Manhattan is the next borough over. So go to Manhattan, you know? Yeah, I'd be a good GM. I'd be ripping these players off. You'd be like, whoa. I don't like this Prince guy, man. You know, I can't be a GM, though, because it requires to lie too much. And I don't want to have to look players in the face and lie to them. I want to be able to be honest with them. I want to have to look another man in his face and say, hey, man, we ain't trading you. But then turn around and trade you anyway. Because that's what a lot of these GMs do. Not all of them, but some of them are dirty. Okay? You know. And Kyrie wouldn't be saying this. Kyrie said these words out of his own mouth. He told his agent, if the Brooklyn Nets trade me, I'm retiring. So you tell that to the next team that wants me. But Kyrie, why do you need to play with Kevin Durant so bad? Won't you just go and play with Joel Embiid? Just go and play with Joel Embiid. You know, Kyrie don't get leadership capabilities. Okay, he's not a leader. Kyrie Irving cannot be a leader. That's why I say he's good as a second option. Kyrie Irving can't be no number one option on the team. You know, this is another thing that may give the edge to somebody like Steph Curry, because Steph Curry was considered a franchise player, something Kyrie Irving can't be considered. And whenever Kyrie Irving is considered a franchise player, things go wrong. Hold on for a minute. Why you get that black thing in the middle of this. The suction cup? That's called a suction cup. I don't know why it's in here though, or why you need it in there. Maybe if you want to hang something up, you could let it hang off the suction cup. You know, got this little mini 1 gallon fish tank. Say it comes with the filter already in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad, but you gotta get more thorough with closing it. So maybe this is not the best way to work this. So I don't see a way how you close this with the filter. How you close this with the filter? There's literally no way to close this with the filter in it. So I gotta figure that out. You know, Kyrie Irving he's a very weird guy, man. He's a very complicated guy, and he needs lots of attention. Okay, he's the type of guy that needs lots of attention because he's a head case. He will drive you crazy. You know, the notion around the league about Kyrie Irving is that he's a crazy, he's a lunatic. You know, and it's not because of his dinking out the box nonsense. It's just the fact that people look at him and say, "Hey, man, this guy's a little bit off." You know, I'm not rocking with this dude like this. He's, you know, Kanye West would be not Kanye West. Kyrie Irving is the Kanye West of the NBA. He's considered a weirdo. Oh, yeah, so I got it fixed, but it don't go this way though. Right, hold on. I'm trying to fix this thing right here. Let me just see. Hold on for a minute. Let's see if I hook it this way. Oh, maybe that's what that suction cup is for. It's probably to help this, you know, because I don't know no way to put that in without blocking it off a little bit. But yeah, Kyrie Irving is the Kanye West. He's the Kanye West of the NBA. You know how people say Kanye is weird, he's losing it, he's going crazy. He wants some of that leftover adobo. Well, Hannah didn't cook some adobo right now. She cooked some chow mein with chicken. You know, got some broccoli in it. Chow mein with chicken and broccoli. Solid, pretty good. Boom. So I don't know how to put it in with the filter, but I know the filter has to be somewhere here in the back. But how to scrap it and attach it to this is the mystery. That's where the mystery part come in. Maybe the suction cup is what holds it up. Because I could let it hang this way. But then again, yeah, we're gonna figure that out. Okay, is that cracked? Okay, it's not cracked. But yeah. Yeah, salute to you, Red. No doubt, man. No doubt. But yes, she did, Z. You know, and she been in the game for a long time. You know, she didn't lost her voice or anything like that. You know, if you ask me, she never lost her singing voice. She was out there killing it. Queens gets another win over another New York borough. I keep telling you, Zach, we cannot be messed with. Queens is the best. There's no more talent that comes out of New York than Queens. Queens got the most talent. We're the largest borough in New York. We got the most talent. Ja Rule is not even the best artist from Queens, and he was able to beat Fat Joe. Fat Joe is considered a great artist from the Bronx, though, which I don't consider at all. I think Fat Joe is kind of whack because he can't carry a song. You don't even know a classic Fat Joe verse. All you know from Fat Joe is the features that he had. He got Remy Ma, he got Big Pun, he got all those dudes. Oh, yeah, you know it. You know it, man. I'm working on it. You know, I'm working on that language. You know, I get it down. You know, this right here. Now, y'all may be asking what I'm doing with this. This is Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not gonna play this at all. This is for the youngins. This is for the kids. You know, that's why it's in plastic, because it's not for me to play. And I won't be playing it. You ain't gonna catch me playing Sonic. I'm past the Sonic days. I still play some games, but there's some video games I will not touch. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of them, you know? Yeah, man, I think the whole Murder Inc. used to be down with that, man. You know how these rap cats be getting down. You know, it's just whatever to them dudes. You know, but you see right here, look at the PlayStation collection. Way bigger. I got like 10 games on PlayStation, you know. But Fat Joe looked it bad out there. He made that verse battle really bad. Because when I first heard that he was battling, I said, there's no way this guy should be in a verse battle. He don't get enough. Fat Joe's verses was lame. He said nothing good. And he tried to do mixtapes. You ain't Lil Wayne. You ain't Nas. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough material. Fat Joe got no material. You're getting carried by your own artist. Remy Ma is a better artist than you. She make your songs a hit. Yeah, Remy Ma can rap better than Fat Joe. Lyrically, wordplay, flow and delivery, Fat Joe can't rap. He just put on good talent, but he can't rap. He's not in them. All the people that he rock with, they better than him. Big Pun is one of the greatest artists, period, of all time. You know? Joey Crack, man, Joey Crack not even an energy rapper. He got no energy. Yeah, you know, you talk about fat out of shape. He really lived up to the word fat out of shape last night. He took 25 minutes for a break because he couldn't compete his songs. He was too tired. I mean, the guy huffing and puffing on stage because he's too fat. All right. There you go, Red. Get down with some of that then. Too early for you, yeah. Too early for you right now, though. Oh my bad. All right. So, yeah, man. But my thing is what I'm trying to say, you know. Oh no, I didn't see Nelly perform, but Fat Joe ain't got no classics. Fat Joe sucks. All his great songs are features. He just do a song and everybody come on my song and carry me. I ain't gonna say nothing. Only thing you remember from Fat Joe is a chorus. You can't remember a single verse from Fat Joe that's memorable. All you can remember is lean back. Oh, all the way up. Those are choruses. I don't remember him rapping. All I just remember him saying is all the way up. He had no business doing a verse battle. He got nothing to bring to the table. You know? I feel you. I didn't know. Oh, okay. Okay. She was a soccer player, but you weren't. Okay. A hooper and a soccer player. There you go. You know? But if some of y'all got this already, y'all could get at me with this. If some of y'all got this already, y'all could get at me with this game. Come on, man. Who got the skills to test me here? Who got an Xbox? Who want to challenge your boy? You know? But John Wall definitely on the move. Kyrie Irving, I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised because I told you so. You know? Kyrie Irving is one word away to being traded from the Brooklyn Nets. He said the wrong thing to piss them off. That's it. If him and Kevin Durant have a fight, an argument, they will use that as a way to trade Kyrie Irving. They just don't want him on the franchise, and I think it's something personal. You know, it's official. Kyrie Irving is a head case. It must take a lot putting up with Kyrie Irving. And you know what? I'm not gonna go that harsh. I don't want to see Kyrie Irving retire, man. I think Kyrie Irving is a great basketball player, but something about the guy just rubs people the wrong way. He just something is wrong with Kyrie Irving, man. Something's just wrong with the brother. He ain't all there. You know, I don't know if he's just trying to be weird, but he's just not all there, man. And he don't resonate with a lot of people, and people just want to get rid of him. They don't want to be around him. You know, none of that stuff. Oh, hold on. So it's just simple as that, man. They want him gone. Oh, where's the? Oh, yeah. But yeah, man. If y'all want to see me on that football game, y'all would. Y'all could. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. We got some action up in here.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling, you know. Just got some schoolwork done, and I'm ready to chop up about basketball. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, wait, you were just doing some college work?
Yeah, for sure. But like regarding Kyrie Irving, man, that dude's that dude's like, just too emotional, and that dude's a nut job, honestly, man. I can't stand like just Kyrie Irving personally, man. I would never have him on my team. Sorry, but you know.
And man, he's just coming off as like an extreme weirdo, or just a guy that just isolates himself from people. I don't understand what's wrong with the guy. I think he's a great talent, but I don't know him personally. But based off what people are saying about him, he just don't get along with a lot of people. Maybe he just rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Maybe it's just maybe he's bipolar, or maybe he just have attitude switches. I don't know what's wrong with the guy.
Prince called him bipolar. No, I think he's spiritual. No, I think he's spiritual to some extent, but
word. Yo, what's up, Sports Debate?
Yo, hey,
what's
I
good,
think
brother?
with Kyrie,
yeah.
and this is probably why a lot of his tenures with teams have been running short, is because, and you know, I had to learn this like when I came out here to GCU to coach coming from Purdue.
Right.
You have to have teams that buy in, that have longevity. Right. Okay. Like when I was at Purdue, we won a national championship in 2017, club basketball. And then the next year, it seemed like everything fell apart.
Right.
Same players, but it was just, I had a lot of guys didn't want to buy in, egos in the way. Guys wanted to separate themselves. Nobody wanted to fall in line. And sometimes you can still have success with these players, but it's always going to be short-term success.
Right.
So with the Brooklyn Nets, with Kyrie, who he's never been the type of guy that seems like he's buying in. When you hear stories about him, they talk about how he kind of distanced himself from the team. He makes these decisions. He makes a lot of decisions without considering the team aspect. He kind of leaves his team hanging high and dry due to other outside reasons. But a lot of these other guys are looking at Kyrie like, okay, you're leaving us hanging high and dry, but you know we also have to sacrifice a lot of time away from our families, things that we want to do, parties that we want to go to.
Right.
You know, maybe even religious events that we might want to participate in, but we sacrifice all that for the team. And so I think that can kind of wear on your teammates over time when they see that they are all bought in, but you, at least perception-wise, look like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's the worst thing you could be with a team over multiple years. Like I said, you can get away with it for maybe one season, but it's going to start to wear on guys over time, and people are going to start looking at you funny. Then because it all starts with the banter in the locker room between guys. So once that because we call that toxicity in the locker room. And once that starts to creep in, that especially at the NBA level, this is when organizations have to now think about, okay, we can't let it turn toxic. If you look back, remember that year with LeBron when they had Wade and IT and all those guys?
Right.
It started to turn toxic because of what? Banter in the locker room.
Right.
People were chattering about this player and Kevin Love, and they said this about him. It started to get toxic. And what did they immediately do? Hold on. Oh, y'all getting traded. We're not about to let you make this turn toxic.
Right.
And not a lot of teams in the NBA are bold enough to make that type of move when KD and Kyrie are so close. But that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like is going on.
That's what I'm saying. I could see him leaving. They got 2 stars already. It's not like they need him for a business aspect.
I mean, it's kind of like remember with Miami, that first year with LeBron and Wade, all of them, Bosh. It was kind of toxic too, but they got over it and they took away their egos because they wanted to win championships. They didn't win the first year, but they won the second and third.
I don't recall it being toxic in Miami, though.
What was that?
What happened?
I never recalled it being toxic in Miami.
The first year it was with Spoelstra and all of them.
With who?
With because people were saying Spoelstra might get fired, so there was some.
Oh no. But see, that's different because that's outside looking in. Internally, I don't think they had anything toxic going on internally.
There was stuff about Wade and LeBron stuff going on. That first year was toxic, but then I think the second and third year they got over it.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, because there was that 2011 finals. There was something going on between LeBron and Wade.
Oh, I think that was just chemistry trying to figure out how do we do this with these stars. And that's when we saw 2 stars in Wade and Bosh say, but it's the work, we got to defer.
Yeah. I don't think they even know how to play together their first year.
And the fact that they were able to defer immediately after losing to Dallas tells you right there that it couldn't have been a toxic environment or you would have got a lot of pushback. So they changed their games, they deferred, and it all worked out for the best. They won 2 or 3, I think, something like that. As them season. So I wouldn't say it was toxic. I think when we saw them struggling, we just assumed something wasn't right internally, and then you have these rumors and fake news stories that come out. But I don't believe it was toxic. Man. I don't. I just think they were just trying to figure it out.
What's up, Great One?
What's
up, Great One? Chicago in the building. What you see? What you see for Kyrie though? Do you think this Brooklyn Nets big three gets?
I think it's fine.
Get broken up before they can even win.
Did you see that tweet with Nick Wright today?
No, I didn't see it.
He basically talked about this Kyrie thing, and then Kyrie replied to him. He basically replied with a picture of a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
That was a response. So I think it's just the media creating stuff. I don't
know, man. With Kyrie, it's a little different, man, because there's always reports about this guy. Especially when it comes to teams. He always seems to have fallouts with teams. He had a fallout with Boston, a fallout with Cleveland. Now this is his 3rd team when he's having problems.
The thing with Boston was that those players couldn't accept him as a leader. Like they were so confident because they got to the conference final without him that they didn't think they needed him. I think that was the issue that.
Nah, I don't believe. I believe it was the same issue that I talked about. Remember, Jason Tatum talked about it. It's just like he's the one that exposed it. Kyrie was separate from those guys. He wasn't engaging with those guys off the court. Like the camaraderie wasn't there. They felt like he was separate. And once you make yourself an outsider, remember these teams spend more times with the team than they do their families sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And when your core players, your best players, when one of your best players separates himself from everybody and he's just like an outsider, that can turn into a broken situation.
Oh yeah.
That's what it turned into.
He got one foot in politics, sports debate. That's the thing. I mean, either that or something else.
There's like LeBron is invested in politics, but
LeBron
nobody in the NBA will call him a bad teammate.
Exactly, but LeBron's still committed to playing basketball. Kyrie Irving just looks lost sometimes. Like he don't even care about. He like, I want to play Tuesday, but I don't feel like playing the next day. It don't go like that, man. You get paid millions of dollars to perform.
You leave your team hanging. That I'm telling you, in this league, when players start feeling like you checked out on them,
Mm-hmm.
the team will turn their back on you quick because they out there battling, trying to win. I mean, you got some people whose money is on the line.
Oh, yeah.
And some people's jobs may be predicated on facilitating to Kyrie. Maybe make like let's say you got a clause in your contract saying if you hit X amount of assists, that's $100,000 bonus. Kyrie's not on the court. That's going to affect your assist numbers. So it's just like, I mean, you got so much stuff going on, like, and this is what makes it turn toxic because you got so many, you got media, you got money, you got egos, all of that involved. And when you mix all of that up, it just never nothing good that comes out of it.
Word.
Especially when this stuff starts leaking out, getting public.
Hell yeah. And that's what I'm saying, man. Once stuff starts going public and it becomes like an avalanche of stuff, it's only just a matter of time. I don't see him staying on his team for too long. I mean, I don't know. They probably make it past this season, but if these rumors keep coming up, somewhere down the line, he's going to get traded.
Yeah, I think it'll come down to because it's going to come to a point where all three of them will be eligible for another Supermax.
Right.
And I think if it comes down to it, I think they would much rather move Kyrie than give him a Supermax. Unless he can really show I'm bought in the long term.
Right.
I mean, we had the same rumors last year too, though. They were saying that Kyrie's going to trade for Harden. I think it's just the media trying to stir stuff up. Because they said
you said they did what?
The same thing happened last year too. They said he's going to get traded for Harden, but the Nets. I don't think the Nets will trade him.
No, that was true though. But remember when they confronted Houston with that? What did Houston say? They said we don't want no parts of Kyrie.
Right.
They said we don't want him in return for Harden. So Houston turned that angle down.
That's crazy, yo.
That's facts. So that was true. Like, I mean, Kyrie. I mean, yeah. I mean that. Especially if I could have kept like some of my core pieces that they end up moving in that deal.
Mm.
I mean, this is what it is.
Oh yeah. So you think it's like that's an issue of him isolating himself from the players and not really like being intact with them? Because you don't hear these reports from Kevin and James Harden. The franchise seems to love those guys.
But like it was like last year. Like I have a perfect example with the team I coach. Man, one of my best players.
Right.
Best player, super athletic, can do it all on the court. But he separated himself from everybody. He felt like he's always talking about, yeah, I'm about to get this D1 offer or I'm get this G League tryout. He's always separated himself. He felt like he was better than everybody. He didn't want to hang out with the guys off the court.
Right.
He didn't want to build no camaraderie. And because even though he was super talented, he separated himself from everybody. It made it hard to play with him on the court. And so then it started to show on the court. Then it started to get toxic. Like I literally had to bench him going into the national tournament and bring him off the bench as a sixth man because of how toxic he was getting and just the energy he was bringing to the team because of his own attitude. So, and that's just at my level where money's not even involved. Like I said, now when you mix money in this and you mix all media in this, that just exponentially makes these issues much worse.
Oh, yeah. And some of those role players, their livelihood depends on those superstars being on the court.
Yes, it does. It's facts.
Yeah. No doubt.
Facts.
Hey, yo, great one. What's up, man? You think Kyrie gets traded or you think he stays?
I think he stays. I just can't see Brooklyn. Like, I can't see it. And then what would you trade him for too?
Well, it's talent-wise, you may not be getting the same value back, but I mean, I guess
because their biggest lack is interior defense and like a big man.
Yeah.
So the only value
I would say young pieces
is a dominant big man.
I don't know. I don't see that. I don't think they struggled interior defensively. I mean, in the playoffs, when you got KD and when you got Blake Griffin, who were solid, I think it was. I mean, they were perimeter. From the perimeter, they were the worst defensive team going into the playoffs. I mean, it was their perimeter defense that exposed their big man and put them in a lot of bad situations.
They do need like a big guy out there though. Like I thought Jared Allen was a big loss for them last year.
I don't know. I mean, but even Jared Allen was there for years. He was good, but I don't think they ever felt he was
he's not
a
like a
championship
superstar.
center.
Like he still would have been a solid piece in that low post
No,
area.
he would have been solid, but he has his own flaws. He has flaws that made it hard for him to play sometimes. He did.
Question.
Spacing was one of his flaws as well. I mean, I talked to a Nets scout who was talking about that. They said they were trying desperately to get him to increase his range so they could space the floor. The 3-point shot just never caught on. They needed that spacing. And KD needs that spacing. Kyrie needs that spacing. James Harden needs that spacing. So keeping him in that mix would have been counterproductive. This is why DeAndre Jordan didn't play, because he killed the spacing.
Well,
Sometimes you can't be perfect. You got to give up something. You can't be perfect at every aspect of the game. You just got to sometimes find a way to hold it down and just do what you do best. No team can be perfect. Every team has these flaws. You can't fix every problem.
Right.
No, but DeAndre Jordan, he was completely washed though. He's not.
He wasn't washed. He wasn't washed. He's not washed. He'll play a lot this year.
No, I saw his defense was terrible last year.
No, it wasn't terrible. It's just he wasn't a bad player last year. It's just that if you look at the offense that they run, which is horns, one, DeAndre Jordan hated that offense going into the season. He doesn't have he doesn't have the mobility or the ability to space the floor to even play out of that offense, which is why when the playoffs hit, he wrote the bench.
Okay, but then they're giving Claxton minutes too.
Yeah, because Claxton can run that offense much better, much more efficient.
Well, he's probably going to get a bigger role this year, though. I could see him.
Who, DeAndre Jordan?
No, Claxton. I think he's gonna get more minutes this year. I think.
I thought they let Claxton go.
No, he's still on the Nets.
Oh yeah.
They got that one guy from New Orleans. I forget who they got. They got someone from New Orleans. I forgot his name.
And according to reports,
I just don't know how many minutes he get. Paul Millsap and Blake, and I don't know how many minutes he actually plays.
True that.
Who was that one guy? They got someone from New Orleans. I forgot his name.
From where?
Who are you talking
about? Brooklyn. They got
you talking about Okafor?
Oh, let me check.
They got somebody from Detroit. Didn't they get some?
They got Okafor from Detroit, and then they got that that other dude.
Dembayo's going to be good for them, but they already released Okafor. They cut him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to diff. Yeah, what you think of John Wall's situation? I think because they talking about they still pay him, but they just won't play him. So he's already out the door.
And when you got that many young players over there that can blossom,
yeah,
you got to get them old heads up out of the way. John Wall's not old, but
yeah, he's somewhat, I guess, old in basketball years.
He'll just be in the way.
Sometimes they age in dog years.
I just say he be in the way because you got Jalen Green, you got the Sengun big kid. You got Kevin Porter Jr. You got all these young guns ready to blossom. Come on, it's time. It's a new age now. It's time for you to go, my guy. And they just made a bad move by trading for him. That's all.
Yeah. Also, he got a bad contract because they're gonna have to put up. They got to put up $40+ million to even try to keep that dude. They ain't gonna give him that money.
There's only one team that'll work with him with that contract. We all know who that team is. OKC.
Yep.
OKC, give us draft picks. We'll eat up all that cash.
Word.
They gonna mess around and have 7 lottery picks in the same draft.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yo, but they always been heavy-handed on the draft picks.
They said we gonna get us another superstar. They said we gonna get it however we can get it, man. We gonna draft everybody in the first round.
Word. How you think John Wall would fit on the Clippers if that could even get done?
If they can make the money work, yeah, I like that look. But I'll only like it if Kawhi's not hurt. I'm not bringing him there if Kawhi's not healthy. Like, I'm not bringing in that much money if Kawhi ain't healthy. Nah. If I'm
Oh,
spending that much money, we need to be going for a chip. They're not going to be able to win a chip without Kawhi Leonard.
Word.
I don't even think he's gonna play next year though.
He's not. He's gonna sit
for the whole season. You think?
Yeah, that's just how Kawhi is. Kawhi ain't
he
messing around.
His last year with San Antonio, the whole year he sat out.
Yeah. He's very conscious of his health, man. If he don't feel good, he ain't going out there. He got to feel like at least 100%.
Damn, what was his final diagnosis? Was it an ACL tear or something like that?
Yeah, partial ACL tear.
I heard Derrick Rose sat out the whole season and he came back. He got injured again.
Do you see Kawhi coming back being the same, or this is going to be like something that derails his career a little bit?
I mean, anytime you lose a whole season, it hurts in legacy-wise. But will he be the same? His game is kind of methodical. It's based more off strength, not athleticism. So I think he'll be fine. He'll be good still when he comes back. But
what's up, G Money? Man, it was good. Yeah, man. We talking about Kyrie and John Wall and all that stuff. I mean, what's your take on some of this stuff we talking about? I know you was in the chat.
Kyrie, to me, is just egotistical. To me, he thinks he's better than what he is sometimes. And like you guys said, sometimes he just doesn't know how to work with a team. Sometimes. The John Wall thing, if the Clippers were healthy, like you guys said, John Wall would have made a great move if the Clippers were healthy. But the fact that Kawhi's not going to play next year, I don't see John Wall being a Clipper. I doubt it.
How about
John Wall's not old. He's still like 31.
No, he's not old. I never said that.
Yeah.
I'm saying
no. I'm just saying, but he's still like he's not what he was before, though. I don't think he's not that same player he was. Like,
the Wizards, John Wall.
Yeah.
Before that,
I think after that injury, he really declined, and then honestly speaking, he's a good player, but I don't think he's like that franchise player. He's like a second or third option.
I agree with that. I agree because Wall and Beal did underachieve in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean,
they didn't even get to the conference finals once
at all. They should have won in 2017. They should have won in 2017.
And then that 1 year against Atlanta
2015, they should have gone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Indiana too. That was a close series too. They could have easily gone to.
That's true.
You want to see something that's alarming? John Wall averaged 20 points a game last season, but he shot 40% from the field. That's bad.
That's not good, especially for a point guard. That's bad.
That's bad. That's a lot of missed shots, G Money.
Yeah, man. I mean, Wall has never been a great shooter, if we're just being realistic. He was more of an athletic freak, but he's never been a great outside shooter. So we just got to be realistic. So if you talk about prime John Wall with the Wizards, his jumper improved a little bit, not by a lot, but a little bit. But now his jumper looks more inconsistent.
So what's the best team for him? Because Houston don't want to play him no more.
They're
going to get rid of him.
He needs to go to, if he wants like a Clippers, or I could see him. I feel like Clippers maybe, because because they don't have Rondo or Beverly anymore. Who do they have now?
Eric Bledsoe.
He's trash.
Yeah. I don't know where he's gonna go to this point. I have no idea. I mean,
well, what best fit you think he'd be?
Like a team like I think the Clippers would be. I think he'll be good with the Clippers.
You think the Heat? You think Wall would fit with Miami?
No, but they already have Kyle Lowry though. They don't need Wall.
I think he'd be good on Philly.
Philly?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could
work.
But I don't think they would go anywhere too, even in Philly. I don't know.
Well, at least he'd be a guy that's not reluctant to try to score. Because come playoff time, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but even if you put Wall on that team, do they beat a team like the Bucks?
I don't think so, but it will at least have. I don't think they'll beat the Bucks, but I think they can push into 6 games, maybe 7.
To be honest, I don't even think they would beat Miami.
I agree with that. I
think Miami this year they're gonna go because they're underrated. I see them being the biggest threats for the Nets this year.
They might even get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel it'll be Milwaukee, Miami. Excuse me. I feel it'll be Brooklyn, Miami. Excuse me, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. I'm sorry, in the Eastern Conference Final. Nets and Bucks, but don't sleep on the Heat.
Yeah. No, another thing too. They defend out of any team in the league. They defend Giannis the best. If you look at Giannis last year, his stats, his worst series statistically was against Miami.
That's a good point because they had the guys who could sort of build that wall.
It's just the only reason why Miami lost that series because their offense was atrocious. And then
exactly,
they had
no shooting.
They had Tyler Hero starting at point guard.
Yeah, that's bad. They had no shooting. Duncan Robinson only had one good game. That was game one. We hit 7 threes. Jimmy Butler was horrible in that series. In fact, Brian Forbes outscored him 60-58 in the series, which is ridiculous. Bam Adebayo was bad in the series. I mean, no, the Heat are a good team. It's just that they had no real shooting last year. That's why
I feel like this year with Kyle Lowry, that improves because they have an actual playmaker now. So
exactly.
I honestly speaking, I think Miami could because Milwaukee doesn't even have PJ Tucker anymore.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
then did they lose someone else or no? I think they lost Da Vinci or something like that.
Are you talking about the Heat?
No, Milwaukee.
The Bucks, they kept DiVincenzo. He's still on the team.
Oh, so the only person they really lost was PJ Tucker, right? Yeah.
Pretty much, yes. They kept everybody. They kept Portis. They lost.
I think Portis got robbed big time. He should have. He could have gotten so
What's
much
up,
more
Red?
money somewhere else.
Yo, my connection fell out. Like, to fix my I had to fix my router and stuff again.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, but like, hey, what's the topic right now about the Bucks? You guys are saying?
Well, Kyrie, John Wall, trades happening, and we're talking about other teams, like what we think is going to happen this season.
I think the Miami Heat's going to surprise some teams.
Yeah,
they are. Like, just because if you just like to look at their team, like defensively, like they're pretty gnarly, man. It's like their grit and grind their freaking grit and grind defense can be pretty ugly for teams, just going up against them, But they don't have a bench though, really. I mean, their best player on the bench is I think it's Tyler Hero and the Markieff Morris. Like they
still have Duncan Robinson too, I think.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, but about the Miami team and stuff, I think their starting lineups can be Kyle Lowry at the 1. They're gonna put Duncan Robinson at the 2. They're gonna put Jimmy Butler at the 3. The 4 is gonna be PJ Tucker, and I think it's the Bam at the 5.
Yeah, that would
no, don't they still have Oladipo?
Yeah, but I don't think Oladipo's gonna play much next year. I mean, he gets hurt a lot, and 2, I don't know how he's gonna fit with that team. I don't think he'll fit.
I feel like when you have a guy like Kyle Lowry at point guard, though, I don't think that's gonna be because Kyle Lowry is one of the most
underrated point guards in the NBA.
He's
pretty underrated though.
Would you start him though and put Butler at like the 3 or something or 4? Would you?
Yeah, you could put Butler at the 3 and then put Oladipo at the 2, and then you have who's there 4?
PJ
Tucker.
It'll be PJ Tucker. Sometimes Butler.
Wait, Butler's gonna play 4?
No, sometimes, but it's really more PJ Tucker.
Oh
really more PJ.
And
like just for spacing and stuff. I mean, like the NBA is more like like the pace and space now. There's more like like the
Well, Tucker with Tucker you could still space because he's not amazing.
Corner 3-point shooter. You get the corner.
Yeah, that's all he's good at.
Yeah,
that's the corner 3, and he hustles. He grabs clutch rebounds and stuff.
And another thing, you look at it too. They have 3 elite defenders now. They have Lowry, Butler, and PJ Tucker. So if they're playing the Nets, they could easily lock those guys up.
Yeah,
I can't say easily, but I can't say easily because it's hard to guard the big 3. But
they're gonna contain them.
Yeah, but they're gonna give Brooklyn like a hard time though. I think.
Yeah.
But my only problem with Miami is scoring. Sometimes it's droughts. Sometimes
they play ugly basketball. They play really ugly basketball sometimes. Like I don't know. It's just how I see it.
That's another thing of why I don't think they'll beat the Nets 4 times. I do think they can win like 2 games, maybe 3, but I don't think they'll beat them 4 times.
Well, I think they could beat Milwaukee though.
No, that is different. The Bucks are a good team, and you gotta give Milwaukee a lot of credit winning the championship. If Kevin Durant would have shaved his toenail before Game 7, they would have lost in the second round.
Definitely. Yeah, I
freaking
think
what's it called? Joe Harris was so bad too.
He missed
Yeah.
open shots. We all know Joe Harris is
he's a
can hit the
seasoned
open
player.
three, but good regular
Hey, he's
season
a
player.
seasoned player.
Good regular season player, but up and down the playoffs. He missed some clean looks, especially in Game 7.
And I feel
Yeah.
like Steve Nash as a coach, I don't think he's a great coach because there's some coaching stuff that I
He
question.
didn't play big men. Like, you needed rebounding. Like, you could have played. He didn't use his bench a lot in Game 7. And another reason why the Nets lost that series, I just felt that, like I said, the rebounding killed them. Durant had a marvelous Game 7, but he cooled off in overtime, going 0 for 6.
Yeah, what's it called? What Nash should have done? He should have called, because remember when it was an overtime play before KD airballed. He should have called a timeout, at least get KD some rest.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and maybe draw up a play. But instead,
And there was one play too where basically this was like 2 minutes left. Giannis got the and one, but then he missed a free throw, and then for some reason they have KD out on the perimeter, and then James Harden by the rim, and they got an offensive rebound, and then Drew Holiday hit the 3. I don't know why. If you go look at that game,
oh yeah, I watched that. That put the Bucks up 3. He hit the free at the left wing.
Yeah, there was so many questions, like questionable decisions Steve Nash made.
Right.
Like, I rewatched that game too. It was like they should have won that game.
I mean, look, injury. No, Zach, we give the Bucks credit. I'm not using injuries for the Bucks. I'm not. Injuries are part of the game. Milwaukee earned a ring. I'm saying is, I'm using more the KD for on the line. I'm not using the injuries because injuries happen. But if Kevin Durant, even did you see Durant's face after his foot was on the line in Game 7? He was pissed because if he would have moonwalked behind the 3-point line, we maybe arguably be talking about either two things. The Nets would have won a title last year, or you can argue the Suns could have won a title last year.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Milwaukee would have. Not Milwaukee. I think Brooklyn would have. I don't see the Suns beating them.
No, I'm saying because here's the thing though, Kyrie would have been banged up, and I'm not saying it's a guarantee the Suns would have won, but let's do a what if, right? Let's do a what if. If Durantula moonwalks behind the 3-point line, we all could agree they would have beat the Hawks. Let's be logical. They would have beat the Hawks, and then they would have played the Suns in the finals. Kyrie, we don't know when he'll be coming back at that time, and James Harden wasn't healthy. I'm not saying it's a guarantee the Suns win, but it would have been a chance. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
What was Kyrie? It was just a sprained ankle or something, right?
I understand the Bucks are a better defensive team. I get that. But even during that series, even despite all of that, it went 7 games because remember, Milwaukee also shot 30% from 3 in the series. Milwaukee missed a lot of open looks at times. If teams were fully healthy, listen, injuries are part of the game and the Bucks earned a ring. But let's be logical. If Brooklyn was fully healthy, Milwaukee's not winning that series. Because here's another reason. Kyrie and Harden could exploit the Brook Lopez matchup. Don't forget, though. Fully healthy.
Oh, yeah, and then what's it called? Game 2, they blew it without Harden. They blew them
39.
Yeah.
Again,
and Game 3, I don't know why Bruce Bowen was taking the last shot.
You mean Bruce Brown?
Yeah, Bruce
Brown. Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Brown. That was a bad shot. He's taking a floater over one of the best shot blockers in Brook Lopez. That was good defense. Don't get me wrong. But
I don't know why you would not look for Kyrie or
KD. I say KD at that moment because KD was starting to get going.
No, even Kyrie, even Kyrie would have been acceptable.
Yo, this.
Like I said, it was. I feel like Steve Nash. He doesn't get enough. Like I don't even know how he even got that job in the first place. That's ridiculous. Because he had.
Hey, y'all got some trolls in chat, man. Y'all got some trolls, and they said, like this guy Todd Chess says the Bucks are gonna repeat again. No, I don't think so, man.
I don't know,
it's gonna be a lot harder.
I don't know.
Yo, the East got better, man.
Right.
Like,
PJ Tucker was such a huge loss for them. I don't see, especially with PJ. If they had PJ Tucker, maybe, but
I do think Milwaukee will get back to the Eastern Conference Final. I give them that far.
You're not going to no finals.
I said
I take the
I said conference. I didn't say finals. I said conference final.
No, I think that.
I think
it's gonna be Miami Heat and Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a possibility, but the problem is a lot of the teams in the East got they got a lot better. The East got better. I mean, the Chicago Bulls got better. The Knicks got better and stuff. And the Knicks. I mean, they got Kemba Walker and stuff, and just Evan Fournier. I mean, like those were good pickups. They re-signed, just the Nerlens Noel. That was
That
also
was a big move. Alec Burks, we kept them. I mean, our problem why we got slaughtered by the Hawks, we just couldn't put the ball on the floor. We didn't have enough shot creation other than maybe Alec
y'all
Burks
need more offense.
Yeah,
pretty
Julius
much.
Randle
Yeah.
disappeared that series too.
And RJ. RJ was bad too. Randall was bad in the series. Bullock didn't give us anything. Burks only
Bullock,
had the game.
Bullock's not that good. I'm sorry, Gideon. He's not that good, bro. He's not that good.
I understand. Look, I understand the Bucks have better good chemistry, but I gotta be honest, man. Milwaukee sometimes is very inconsistent.
Yeah, they play. Yeah, they play weird
inconsistent.
basketball, man.
I mean, Budenholzer's adjustments were mediocre. And here's the thing: I'm not taking anything away from the Bucks. The Bucks are a good team, but there's a reason why they went 7 games with the Nets. There were times in which they were turning the ball over like crazy, took some bad shot selection and stuff. If the Nets are fully healthy, they would have exploited that. And here's the thing: Brook Lopez is a good rim protector, but sometimes he gets killed in the pick and roll sometimes. So that's the thing. So I really gotta be honest with myself, man.
You gotta think Dame leaves. Dame leaves Portland later on this year.
I don't think so. Here's what I think he's gonna stay in Portland. I just think that deep down he wants to stay. Deep down he wants to stay, and I can tell. I don't think he leaves Portland. I think CJ might be gone.
Oh, CJ McCollum?
Yeah.
Well, I heard there was talks that they might trade like McCollum for like something like that. I heard.
To me, if I were Portland, put Dame at the 2 and get a real point guard. That's what I think they should do.
Simmons, go after Simmons.
Either that, I think that can work. I think Ben would fit with Portland though.
Yeah, because they don't need any score. They need defense. That's their issue.
Defense, and they need to be better. They need to be more. They need to also show more IQ in close games. That's the thing, though. I like Dame and CJ, but there's a reason why they have not been to a finals. They don't show IQ in close games. You just really gotta be honest with these guys, though. Dame and CJ can score, but they don't defend. And if you watched the playoffs last year, there were times in which Melo was starting to get going, but they didn't feed him the ball. There were times.
Hey yo, but Gideon stuff. I mean, regarding the Portland's the defense and stuff. It was like the very the smart and stuff to pick up. I forgot his name is the
Robert
it's the guy from the Cavs. Larry Nance Jr.
That's all right. That's a pretty good move. Larry Nance is athletic.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good move.
Yeah, and also they got rid of Canner. Like that dude's a liability on the defensive end, especially on a pick and roll. The problem is he's a double a machine though. But the problem is, he's a the guy's not a good shot blocker. He's a liability on the defensive end.
True, but Zach is asking me, what do you think about Philly to Utah? I don't think that's going to happen. Philly to Utah for Mike Conley. If you're Utah, why would you accept that trade? If you're Utah, though,
that's just stupid.
That's a horrible trade for the
Forget
Jazz.
that. Even if you're Philly, Mike
Conley is a good player, but he's injury prone.
No, and then he's not a good shooter too.
Inconsistent shooter. He's
inconsistent. Yo, I don't know, man. The Jazz last year are like the Jazz last year.
That was disgraceful. I mean, let's look at this. Let's look at it run. You lose game 1 at home. I know you didn't have Mitchell, but you could have beat the Grizzlies in game 1, but you didn't. And then against the Clippers, you lose game 5 at home. How do you make 17 threes in the first half and lose without Kawhi Leonard? And then game 6, you're up 25. Everything was going your way, but Gobert's getting killed in the corner.
No, that was all on Quinn Snyder. He should have benched Gobert. Big
time facts. And I'm not going to listen to Godfather saying I'm a quote unquote Dame hater. I'm not going to listen to that garbage. But back to the Utah Jazz. At this point, man, I don't really have to wait. And I was emphatically wrong about the Jazz. I thought when the Lakers went down the first round, I thought the Jazz would get to the finals. And if you're Utah, you really should have made the finals. So think about it, right? If they beat the Clippers without Kawhi, remember, Chris Paul caught the virus. He missed the first 2 games of the series. So if you beat the Clippers, you would have played a young Suns team, right? That didn't have CP3 the first 2 games. If you take advantage of that, you might have made the finals last year. I don't know if it would be in the Bucks, but you would have had a chance. I felt the Jazz should have made the finals, to be honest with you.
Well, like I said, That was mainly on Quinn Snyder.
Quinn Snyder, Donovan Mitchell at times, Gobert getting killed.
He should have benched Gobert when he saw like Patrick Beverley's killing him. That's really like, okay, I have to bench. Patrick Beverley is killing you.
Hey yo, Zach,
and then you got
man.
Terrence Mann out of nowhere, who's a role player.
He's dunking
hey,
on.
Hey man, I'm gonna respond to this comment like from what Zach said. It says, Zach says, like, do you think the Clippers will make a move for Simmons? Dude, hell no.
That's
Who are the
not
Clippers
gonna
gonna trade?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's never gonna happen, bro.
They already got rid of Rondo and Beverly. Who else would?
Man, I don't care about no Clippers, bro. I don't care about the Clippers, man. Like, bro, it's freaking Lake Show time, baby. Like, I don't care about no Clippers squad, man.
And
like,
I just want to ask you something. Just a hypothetical. If the Suns had won the championship, do you think Chris Paul would have been a top 5 point guard of all time if the Suns had won the title?
If the Suns won a title, would Chris Paul been a champion?
Top 5 point guard if they would have won it.
Of all time, right?
Of all time, yeah.
So it's number one, obviously Magic. Big O, Curry, Isaiah Thomas,
this Jason Kidd, this Steve Nash.
These are the good point guards, bro. Shit, I don't know.
Stockton.
It would have been debatable. So
it would have been, but the last 4 games, the reason why the Suns lost is many reasons. 1, rebounding. 2, you lost Dario Saric. 3, Devin Booker. Yeah, he scored a lot of points, but he took some stupid ass shots in the series and committed some stupid ass fouls. And I like CP3, but there were times in that season in which he wasn't being aggressive and he was turning the ball over like crazy. And DeAndre Ayton, he's a good young player, but I just felt he looked petrified in the finals.
And then what's it called too? That game, I think it was what game was that where they had like a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter? Game 3.
No, it was actually up 9. They were up 9 in the fourth quarter, game 4. And they just turned the ball over, committed some dumb fouls.
And then CP3 had like 8 or 10 points or something like that, right?
He had 10. He had 10 in that game. Yeah. And another thing of why the Suns lost the series, I just felt they needed a big man. They need to improve their front line a little bit.
Well, I think their big man was fine. It was just that DeAndre Ayton was in foul trouble, so he had to bench him throughout.
Do I think Terrence Mann can become an all-star right now? No. Now, no.
Why do people dick ride Terrence Mann, bro?
Because of that game,
man. Stop with that shit, bro. Like, there was a guy like on the Prince's panel, like like a couple streams back, like the shot to him, he's a cool dude, hoop facts, but man, Terrence Mann is not an all-star.
His opinion wasn't valid if you say Terrence Mann is not. You can't just base off one game. Like,
wait, so this guy said Kyrie's a top 5
Terrence Mann got lucky, bro.
No.
Terrence Mann got lucky. If you fucking watch that freaking Jazz game, he was left wide open, bro.
Wait, hold on. Did you see the Godfather said Kyrie's a top 5 PG of all time?
Nah, man, you're on drugs, bro.
That's a stupid opinion. I like Kyrie Irving, but
I think he could. You could say he could. I don't know if he is, but I think when his career is over, I think he'll be a top 50 player all time when his career is over. I think.
But top 5 point guard of all time, he had to do a whole lot to do that.
Dude, I like Kyrie though, but it's just the problem is, his like the flaws are just like, like the guy's not, the guy's not just up there, just mentally and stuff. I don't know, like, just sometimes what he thinks and stuff, and like the guy's too spiritual. He's too spiritual. I'll put it out there.
I mean, I think that's all media just creating like some like headlines and stuff.
Right.
I think the season, because all you guys have to do is put your egos aside. They could easily win a championship. I mean,
I agree. They just have to stay healthy, put your egos aside, like you said. And what Brooklyn needs, they got LaMarcus Aldridge back. I mean, he unretired. He came back.
He's not going to help them. Like, bro, he's a liability on the defensive end.
He's not going to help Brooklyn. He's going to be gassed in games too. You're not going to put him in like a pivotal game either.
He's a liability on the defensive end. I'd rather have just the Blake Griffin at center over just freaking just Aldridge, like, just because I feel like the Blake Griffin can play better defense than him, right?
Good point. I agree with that.
And they got Paul Millsap now.
Paul Millsap,
dude, the Paul Millsap, like, I mean, like, that's a good move and stuff, but the problem is it's not going to help them at all. Like, Paul Millsap is not that good.
They should have kept Jeff Green. He was better than Paul Millsap.
They should have kept Jeff Green. That was, man, Man, they lost him for nothing, pretty much. I think he signed with the Nuggets for like the 2 years, 10 million, I think.
Yeah,
So them
and
losing
Denver
Jeff
game.
Green was a bad loss. Trust me. I felt like the Jeff Green's better than Blake Griffin. Yeah, that's how I feel though.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
came
know.
out in game 5. He had like 27 points. Which is that he's another guy that got injured too.
Hang on. By the way, Zach Pistol P was a shooting guard, by the way. But as you guys were saying, the Nets, man, I think if they're healthy, they can get to the finals, win the championship. We just have to wait and see if they can stay healthy.
Yeah,
And
that's only as long as they're healthy.
because let's be logical. If they're fully healthy, they're gonna win the East. Let's be logical. If they're fully healthy, they're gonna win the East. Because
Now they
listen,
still have a lot of flaws though on the defensive end, man.
I
Like,
understand that, but same thing with the Bucks. The Bucks are a good interior defensive team, but
yeah.
they're not a good perimeter defensive team. The Heat, they are a good defensive team, but they're not inconsistent offensively. And no, I'm not a fake Knicks fan. I want the Knicks to win a championship, but I don't think it's realistic. I don't know why people
Oh yeah,
call
the
me.
Nets even got what's it called his name? They got James Johnson.
He's
Yeah,
not gonna help them. He's
Yeah.
not gonna help them for shit.
who?
He's
What?
not.
Go ahead.
He was good on the Miami Heat days, where the Hassan Whiteside and like the Dion Waiters was playing with him and stuff. But I mean, bro, I'm not.
Well, I heard he
don't-
might get some minutes at center too.
He might get some minutes, but
No, at center, not even,
I
even
mean,
power
like
at
you know,
center.
like I guess yeah, but this dude this guy like the top chef and this other guy this other troll, I don't
I
know his
don't.
name, man, but
That dude's a moron. How am I a fake Knicks fan? Just because I don't think we're gonna win the
the
championship,
Godfather.
we're a good team, but I don't think we'll go to the finals. Like I gotta be
Yeah, I'm a Bulls
realistic.
fan, and I'm a Bulls fan. I know they made some good moves at DeRozan and stuff, but I don't see them beating like Milwaukee or even Philly.
Exactly, man. Like we gotta be realistic. And Zach asked us, who you rather have, Levine or D Book?
I'm taking Booker.
And I'm a Bulls fan too, and I'm taking Booker.
I'm gonna say D Book. Book is more skilled. Levine,
Yeah.
Book is more skilled.
And another thing about Levine too, I watch Bulls games. I know at the end of games, he gets so confused too. He doesn't know how to read double teams.
Right.
He's just
I remember
he's
that
just
one
off
game
in the
versus
fourth
the
quarter of games.
Blazers. Remember that one game versus the Blazers? You guys were up like 5 late.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
double team and Dame hit a crazy 3. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I want to put this message out, but the guy named Top Chef and the Godfather, man. Hey, man, stop trolling, man. Fucking
Just ignore him. I'm just gonna ignore him. Zach,
take that shit somewhere else.
My expectations for Kemba Walker, I think we'll have a pretty good year. I think we'll average around like 18 to 20 points per game. My only thing with Kemba is he gonna stay healthy. That's the thing. That's my problem. I mean, he's gonna give us.
He's got knee problems, right?
Knee problems and stuff. That's what I'm
Who,
saying.
Kemba?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kemba Walker.
I don't know about.
I mean, he's inconsistent too in the playoffs. He hasn't been great.
Inconsistent playoff performer. Yeah.
He had like
He's
the
not
past
good
two
in the
playoffs. He
playoffs,
hasn't
man.
like stepped up to that level. Like, I remember one game he shot like it may have been in a bubble or something. He was shot like 6 for 22 in Game 7. Like he's so inconsistent.
I mean, I love Kemba. Kemba's a good player. He can create his own shot. I mean, if you talk about Charlotte Hornets, Kemba, he was a beast.
But yeah, but to be fair, that team was bad though.
I understand that, but he still took advantage.
He was putting good numbers on a bad team.
Yeah, but it don't really matter because he still was an all-star caliber player. It's just that.
How am I troll? Shut the fuck up, Rapper. Get this.
Ignore that. Ignore it.
Tell him to get in the chat then if you want to talk.
Man, I don't really care, bro, about these people, man. Like, they ain't like just worth my time, honestly, man.
Where would I rank Melo for all-time Knicks players? Probably like top 10. I'd probably say top 10 or top 15 around that.
Who are the top 5 Knicks? Patrick Ewing.
There's Walt Frazier. There's Bernard King. There's him.
There's like the Jerry Lucas guy, the power forward back in the day.
Lucas and who else is there?
Old school.
Shit, I can't think of any like
I might
just
just
old
put
school.
Melo at top 5. I might just put him in top 5.
Bernard King. Yeah,
We
that's
said
one
that.
guy.
Oh,
I'm probably
Willis
just put
Reed,
Willis Reed.
Earl,
Never mind.
Earl
Willis Reed.
Pearl.
Charles Oakley. You can put Charles Oakley up there.
Yeah, but I think Melo's more
Yeah.
talented than Charles
I think
Oakley.
Melo would probably be like at that top 5 fish.
Top 5, top 10 area for me.
Yeah.
John Starks.
And speaking of Melo, Red Pill, he might get a chip with you guys this year.
Yeah, he is. He is. Like, just no worries. And this guy.
Wait, Red Pill,
This
how
guy-
do you feel?
There's
Wait,
also
you
John
watch
Starks. too.
Red Pill, you watch Ticket TV?
Oh man, that dude Ticket TV is crazy, bro.
How do you what's your thoughts on him talking about your Lakers like that?
Well, I don't really care, man. I mean, like, the guy has to find some way to make money and spread some drama. So I guess like he has to do what he has to do to support
But
himself.
talking
and
about
just-
the scene, no disrespect to Ticket. I used to be on his channel, but the more I listen to Ticket, I just feel, even though he's a good guy, I just feel he become more.
Yeah, I hate how
biased.
he talks about like the Lakers, but he didn't talk about any moves the Bulls made.
It's a narrative, pretty much. Like,
He talks about the
like
Lakers and Nets. He doesn't talk about these other teams.
I remember he said that Giannis was better than Tim Duncan. Like, let's chillax. I like Giannis, but he's not better than Tim Duncan.
nah. No, I think. Well, I mean, like, with the Ticket TV and stuff, I felt like like the guy has a passion for the game of basketball. It's just like with this with this so-called just a LeBron hate that he has on his channel. I feel like the guy's trying to sell out for money, though. I'm not
I
trying to
don't
sell like a
think he
national.
hates LeBron. I don't think
Yeah,
he
it's
hates
his fans. He hates his fans.
He hates his fans. He likes LeBron. He just hates his fans.
You got another guy who's worse than him. I'd say Bruce Blitz is another guy too. Where actually he used to be a big LeBron fan, but all of a sudden he just became one of the biggest LeBron haters.
I don't know,
can't say
man. Like,
hater. I don't think he was a hater. I do think Bruce Bliss. Here's why I look at Bruce Bliss. He did know the game of basketball. He did know the game. But it's just that I don't think he hated LeBron. I just think.
No, I'm saying now. No, before he used to be one of his biggest fans. Like he would argue. Like there was times where I didn't agree with his LeBron takes, and he'd say like he'd call you a hater. Like after 2011, he was defending him.
Right.
I think Ticket's a Kobe fan, probably.
Huh?
Well, I mean, from what it seems like, I think like the Ticket TV like the guy, I think like how do I say this? But the guy's a Lakers fan, from the Kobe times.
Yeah, true.
The
that's
worst
how I
I see
see
is
it,
probably
though.
Carcino though. Carcino's probably.
Nah, Carcino hates LeBron. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He hates LeBron.
Carcino
Some of
is
his videos
like
are funny though. Like I think he was talking about Sean Kemp. No, he like
Carcino is a weirdo, bro. I don't know. I can't stand Carcino.
But Zach is asking me, which LeBron would I take? 2013 LeBron or 2018 LeBron?
13.
I'll give me 2013 LeBron because not only was he great offensively, he was great defensively.
Yeah.
2018 LeBron was a beast offensively, but his defense was inconsistent.
And to be honest, that run, like, there's no shot at LeBron, but that run was kind of overrated because they played the Celtics, who didn't even have Kyrie and Hayward, and then they played.
Yeah, definitely.
They played a
run was
ton of
overrated.
They played the Crafters with Valanciunas, DeRozan, and Larry, and then the series before they played the Pacers with an up and down on Oladipo. LeBron had a great run, but it was kind of overrated. No disrespect to LeBron. LeBron had a great run, but the East was kind of weak.
Well, he kind of, to be honest, though, I think he quit in Game 4 against the Warriors. He was just,
he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Even in Game 1 too, he had that 50-point game, but in overtime,
in overtime.
Stuff.
Yeah, but LeBron, man, well, I'm not like a fan of him and stuff, I support him and stuff, just because on my team and stuff. It's just I feel like a lot of people on the YouTube,
No, it's worse on Twitter. It's worse on Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm like the guy you guys named the Ticket TV guy, man. That guy I don't know, man. I think he's trying to make some some form just income and stuff to hate on LeBron.
I don't think he hates him. I don't think he hates LeBron. He hates his fans. There's a difference though. He does talk about LeBron.
I feel like some of it is some of these stuff is for views too. I think to get clicks.
True.
Yes, for views, and he's trying to sell out for money, possibly.
No, I think that's the same case with Bruce Blitz because just because he used to be one of the biggest LeBron fans ever, and all of a sudden he's like a hater now. I
can't say hater. I won't say hater, but he doesn't like LeBron as much compared to back then. I don't think he hates LeBron, but
No,
I
on
get
his Twitter, he'll randomly like say some random thing about LeBron. Like,
I
like
think that Ticket TV is trying to put up like a narrative and stuff like and just to make more money and stuff. After like just end of the day and stuff. Like just shit. If you gotta make money, just
yeah, he just made like a bunch of
the
LeBron
being
videos.
biased and stuff. Like shit, you might
yeah,
as well do it, right?
but I
like an
never was
extra dollar.
making. Where do I see Kobe's White career ending? I think he'll be a decent player, Kobe White. I think he'll be a decent shooter. That's it.
I
I
watched
think,
the Bulls. To be
I don't know,
honest,
man.
he's garbage.
but you think Kobe White is garbage? I just think he's just inconsistent.
I mean, no, I watched Bulls game. I can't stand him.
Why? Because his shot selection's bad.
Yeah, like I said, I watch Bulls games. He's terrible in my opinion.
He's got no facilitating skills.
He can't pass gas. He can't
He
pass.
can't pass for shit. Like the guy reminds me of
He's
like a
a shooter.
Schroeder type of player.
There's a lot of guys who don't really know how to pass today. They're really more two guys.
And to be honest, I didn't even want him. I thought we should have went with that Hichimura guy from the Wizards.
Oh, Hachimura?
Yeah, I thought we should have gone with either him or Reddish in the draft.
Oh, Zach is asking.
Hachimura's low-key nice though.
But
that
Zach
dude's
is,
representing the Asian community, man. So I do appreciate him, So shout
oh,
out Hachimura.
No, he's a decent player. I watched like some of his highlights. I think he's gonna be. I don't know if he'll be a star, but he's a decent player.
Oh, but Zach is asking me, do I think Colin Sexton will be an all-star?
No.
Maybe. I say
He might.
maybe. He might. I say maybe.
He's a good scorer.
He's a good scorer. It's just he's a ball hog, but he's a good scorer though.
Yeah, but Colin Sexton, man, like the Cleveland situation, I don't know, man, like what freaking Cleveland were doing. I mean, like they got like probably like 4 or 5 centers on the roster.
Yeah, they were not a good team. That Drummond, Love.
Yeah, what's it called? I felt like the Bulls because we picked Wendell Carter Jr. We should have picked Colin Sexton instead.
No, I mean the roster right now has like freaking 5 centers. Like they have Kevin Love, they got Marketing, they got Taco Fall on the roster, they got Evan Mobley. And I can't believe Taco Fall's on the roster too, and they
wow.
Yeah, they got Jarrett Allen also. So they got
Kevin
like 5
Love,
centers.
If you're Kevin Love, ask for a buyout. He's on a team that's not going to do anything. Like if you're Kevin Love,
because Dan Gilbert doesn't want him going to LA.
It doesn't have to be LA. It could be Boston. It could be, Well,
if they buy him out, he's gonna be a free agent.
Yeah, I think I told like the Giddy on this and like the past years and stuff. I think like a good fit for Kevin Love is Brooklyn, like just because they can run that 5 out.
They need defense though. They need defense. Kevin Love is like.
Do I think KPJ could be a future MVP? I don't know about that. I like Kevin Porter, but I don't know about.
I could see Kevin Love fit with like a team
yes.
I could see Kevin Love fit like with a team like the Sixers.
Oh, he'll fit nice with Philly. But here's the thing: they got Drummond now. That's the thing.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
He's not even a starter, though. He's not even a starter.
And yes, Top Chef, I know my Knicks history, but back to Kevin Love. He has to get out of Cleveland. I mean, the team's not going anywhere.
They're not doing shit, bro.
They ain't gonna do anything. Like if your best player is Colin Sexton and your second best player, other than Love, is Darius Garland.
Who's their point guard?
Come on, man. And Jared Allen. Come on.
Who's the Cavaliers' point guard?
Colin Sexton.
No, I thought he was their number 2.
No, I mean he sometimes plays the point.
Who's their number? Oh no, Garland. They have that guy, Garland.
Yeah, but here's the craziness, right? I know to me Damon CJ are overrated, but then they compare Sexton and Garland to Damon CJ. Like when he first came out, I'm like, really? I don't know how they resemble. Like,
and Garland, he's okay. He's not like a bum or anything. He's a decent player.
He's a good player. It's just he's injury prone.
Yeah, but I thought the Bulls should have instead we took what's it called, Wendell Carter Jr. over Sexton. I'd rather have Sexton.
Do I think he's asked? Do I think Giannis could surpass Tim Duncan by the end of his career? I mean, it's possible, but he'll have to do a lot.
I think when he's all said and done, he's probably gonna be top 10 all time. I think.
Hey, whoever in chat has like, I don't know who it is in chat, but you got like you got a lot of fake accounts naming Greek Freak. Like you go from the Godfather.
No, Greek Freak's a good guy. No, Greek Freak's a good guy. Greek Freak's a good guy. He's a true Bucks fan.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. My bad, Greek Freak. But
he's a cool guy.
Yes.
Godfather's a troll. And no, I don't hate Dame, but I'm not gonna get involved with this. But Do I think Giannis can surpass Tim Duncan? There's a chance. I
Well,
say
depends if he wins like a couple, obviously championships, some MVPs. I think he's probably gonna win. He might win MVP this year.
he might.
When you think
There's a
about it,
chance. There's a chance,
Yo.
but there's also Luka.
because I don't see
KD,
LeBron winning because
Joker.
he's a lot older and he's gonna take games off, and then
I agree.
KD's gonna take games off too.
Well, there's
that
Luka
dude-
and
I can see
B.
Harden winning because if Kyrie and KD load manage like they did last year, they might give it to Harden because he was
Yo,
a
that dude like the
candidate
Giannis
last
But
year
here's
too,
the
but he
thing,
got hurt.
is Harden. I know Harden's usually healthy, but last year he did get banged up with the hamstring. Is he going to stay healthy this time? That's another thing that I don't think he's going to win MVP.
No,
Don't
like I
forget-
said, no, but last year he was a candidate because KD and Kyrie were out for so many games that
True.
Harden was in the mix of winning MVP.
He was. I think Embiid should have won MVP.
Well, he got hurt too.
He got hurt. I'm just saying if he didn't get hurt against the Wizards, he would have won MVP. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Because don't forget who had Philadelphia the number 1 seed in the East before the year. Nobody. So Giannis could win MVP.
I think he'll probably because he's the most durable player in the league. So I think he's probably gonna get it.
Hey, Zach, hell no. Zach,
Mitchell,
nah.
he has a chance. No. Mitchell has a chance.
No.
Donovan Mitchell, he's not. Yeah, but you can
He
make
has
a
a
case.
shot.
You can make a case though. He's not even the MVP of his own team.
Whoa. Who's the MVP on his own team? Gobert?
No, I think you can make a case.
Gobert. Dude, I don't know with Gobert, man.
Nah, man. He's the MVP on the Jazz. Let's be honest, though.
No, yeah, I'd say it's him, but you can make a case because even last year too, Gobert was the lead, was getting more MVP votes than him.
I understand that, but remember, MVP is a narrative sometimes.
Yeah.
If you watch,
like I said, they're not gonna give it to him because to some people that he's not even the MVP of his own team. Some people actually think that.
Because some people are just crazy and don't know what they're talking about. No, I mean Gobert is a good player. Don't matter. Gobert is a good player, but I'm saying that no disrespect to Gobert, but Donovan is a way better player.
Like I said, last year in the MVP ladder, I think there was one point Gobert was like top 4, top 5,
which is crazy. Which is crazy. I know the Jazz had the best record in the NBA, but come on, the MVP candidate, nah, man. Like, I'm not saying Mitchell will win it. I don't think he will, but I think he has a chance. I think he has a chance, though.
And I would say Luka, but that team's not because they don't give MVPs to you have to be like a top 3 team.
Unless you're Westbrook, because unless you're Westbrook, because he did win an MVP as a 6 seed.
Yeah, because first of all, I don't even think he should have won that year. They should have given it to Kawhi, but only won it because of the triple-double.
I don't know about that. I hear what you're saying. Kawhi had a good case, but when I watched that year, you got to look at the team that Westbrook had because it means something.
But he was 6th seed.
Doesn't matter, though, because it doesn't matter because here's the thing, though. Westbrook was passing the rock, crashing the glass. He was hitting
those rebounds were uncontested. I watched those. A lot of them are uncontested. They're just
but I understand that. But a rebound's a rebound. All I'm saying is this, though. Westbrook, look, Kawhi is great, but you gotta look at the situation that Kawhi was in. Kawhi had a good team. Like you had Tony Parker, Ginobili, Aldridge. Gasol.
Yeah, but those guys were like
the Thunder. If you take Westbrook away from the Thunder that year in 2017, they'll be trash because Oladipo is good but inconsistent. Taj is an okay player, but he's not a scorer. Dumb is just a shooter. I mean, Adams can't score, and Robinson can't shoot. Westbrook, to me, was the MVP because he had to do everything. Rebound, pass, slash, dunk, get guys involved. He had to do everything.
Well, then do you think he should have won last year, then?
MVP? Hell no.
Well, what did he do differently that he did?
Yeah, but here's the difference. He also had a better team, and here's the thing. The Wizards were supposed to be better than what they were. 2017, remember, when Durant left and Ibaka, everyone thought the Thunder would be trash that year. That's what I'm saying. Last year, the Wizards just underachieved. But in 2017, I believe Westbrook should have won MVP because of the squad he had, and many people didn't think he would lead a team to the playoffs. That's what I'm saying.
I just thought that because even Kawhi was on top of it. Kawhi was great. He even won DPOY too, so he was good defensively. And then
he's a better defender. I'm not arguing.
No, I'm talking about that year though. Kawhi was his defense was amazing that year. Here's DPOY.
I agree. He's a great defender. We can agree on that. No. Kawhi had a great year. I'm not taking anything away from Kawhi. I'm just saying that Westbrook that season, just in the regular season, had more impact. That's just me. Because if you take Kawhi away from the Spurs, it's still a playoff team. You take Westbrook away from the Thunder in 2017, they'll be ass.
Yeah, because fucking Westbrook's like a different dude, man. If you to watch some of the Wizards game like this year, man, hey, that dude plays his heart out, man. Like that dude goes like
he's a competitor. It's just that, like, his level of play always drops.
And again, Godfather, I respect Dame. I'm just not a big fan of his game. That's just me. I don't like. To me, I just don't like.
Hey, yo, Gideon, stop addressing that brother, man. Just stop addressing him, man. That dude's like just trying to irritate you or something, man. I would stop addressing him though.
Sucker punch Ja Rule destroyed Joe.
And who do I think will win a series between the Knicks and the Bulls? That'll be tough. Because let's see.
Bulls in 7. Bulls.
I don't know. Bulls have. Because Knicks have better defense, but then Bulls have better offense. So are you taking defense or offense?
I mean, defense matters, but you have to score the ball. Yeah. Example, the Knicks were a way better defense team against the Hawks, but why do you think we got blown out by the Hawks? Because we couldn't score the ball. You have to execute. Yeah, you can defend all you want, but you have to execute no matter what. If the game is close, you have DeRozan, Levine, that can, and even Vucevic sometimes that can take over the game. For the Knicks, I mean, the only consistent option that can take over, I guess, is Kemba, and even then he's injury prone. Randall can score, but Randall can't take over a game like that, you know?
Well, Randall played good in the regular season.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player. I'm just saying that when it comes to the playoffs, I had to see him step up.
Yeah.
Do I think Boston's going to miss the playoffs? I honestly think yes, to be honest, because the East is to improve. Here's my top 8. Number 1, I'm just saying everybody healthy. Number 1, the Nets. Number 2, the Bucks. Number 3, I think it's the Heat. Number 4, the Hawks. Number 5, the Sixers. Number 6 and 7 is a tie between the Knicks and the Bulls. And number 8, I think the Hornets get in.
Really? Wow.
I think the Celtics.
How about the Pacers?
The Pacers have a shot, but I don't know if Brogdon and Sabonis are going to stay healthy.
What do you think about the Pistons? Because they added the draft guy. What's his name? Cade Cunningham.
They'll be a little bit better, but I don't think they'll make the play-in. They'll be a little bit better, I guess, but they'll need a lot more to be a playoff team. So I
watched. One of my friends actually told me about Cade Cunningham before he was like, because I saw his highlights before he was in college. Because my friend he's from what's it called? He used to go to the school where he went to, so he showed me Cade Cunningham highlights. I think he's gonna be a star one day.
He's good.
Is that Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah.
Is that Oklahoma State?
Yeah. No, because one of my friends went there, so he knew who he was before he was drafted. And I watched his highlight. Cool. I think he's gonna be a star one day.
Oh, Zach, he's asking me, did the Grizzlies make the playoffs? Oh yeah, they're making the playoffs. Oh, they're gonna get better. They're making the playoffs. The Grizzlies.
Like I think my top 8 would be probably, if I had to go, I'd probably be. The thing is, I don't know if the Nets will get 1 because Kyrie and KD are gonna load manage.
Sure. If not, I gotta put the Bucks at number 1 then.
Yeah, so I'd say probably. Actually, no, I'd go Miami, and then I'd probably go 2-3 would be Bucks.
Miami is the first seed. No, I don't think so, brother.
No way.
Man, that's a strong statement right there, but it's not possible, man.
Here's the thing, too. Is Kyle Lowry going to stay healthy? Is Butler going to stay healthy? We got to think about that, though. Butler didn't miss 20 games last year.
Well, do you think they'll be top 3?
Yes, I got him number 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this dude's annoying, bro, in chat.
This dude's more Godfather. The dude's a clown. At this point, man, I'm just not going to listen to it. I do think the Grizzlies will make the playoffs. Here's my top 8 in the West. My number 1, I got I'm going to shock people. I think the Suns might get the number 1 seed. Number 2, I got the Jazz. Number 3, I got the Lakers. Number 4, I got the Nuggets. Number 5 and 6 is a tie between the Mavs and the Warriors. Number 7, I got the Grizzlies. And number 8, I have a weird-ass feeling the Pelicans are going to squeak in.
Wait, did you have the Warriors in there?
The Warriors will make the playoffs, 5 or 6. They will make the playoffs.
And then what about the Clippers?
The Clippers are not making the playoffs, in my opinion. I don't see it.
Hell no.
I don't think they're
I
making
don't
it.
see it.
I
Hey,
don't see
hey,
it.
I think they could get at least top 8. And the Pelicans don't even have Lonzo Ball anymore, so they got worse.
if the Warriors get Ben Simmons, they're going to the Western Conference Finals. I'm telling you guys, if
Yeah,
they
that's
get Ben
not happening.
Simmons,
I
That's
think the
not happening.
Pelicans will get it. I just have a feeling that Zion and Ingram are going to play
No,
better.
they
this
got
year.
worse though because they don't even have Lonzo Ball anymore.
I mean, I understand that, but here's the thing, though. I just don't trust the Blazers for reasons, and also the Clippers, man. I just think that here's the thing. We talk about Kawhi being hurt. What about Paul George? Is he going to play a full season? He's injury prone. So I don't see it.
I think it's going to be the same teams last year, except I'll take out the Grizzlies and then put in the Warriors. Other than that,
I think the Grizzlies are making it.
And then did you say the Denver or no?
No, the Nuggets are making the playoffs. They're my number 4 seed.
Oh, okay.
They're number 4. I got the Lakers at 3.
I think the same team, except I take the Grizzlies out and put the Warriors, and then I don't know about the Mavs. Mavs are another tricky team too because they don't have. I mean, they're maybe a 6 or 7 seed.
I said like 5th or 6th. They have enough shooting. It's just that they don't defend. They can't defend a parking car. So
yeah, definitely.
I-
like regarding the Memphis team, like the getting on stuff. I mean, like I felt like like the Steven Adams is a better like the pickup than like that one guy like I forgot his name. Yeah, just because I feel like with Steven Adams, he's the guy fits the system. Like he's more like of like a just old school like the grit and grind centers. So.
Right. Chauncey Billups, I think, will do a decent job as a head coach. I just think this season they'll be an average team this season, Portland. So I think they'll drop. I think they'll be in the play-in, but I have a weird feeling they're gonna miss the playoffs. I have a weird ass feeling. So I think Chauncey will do a good job, but I just think that other teams will get better. So
he said red.
You got a lot of trolls in that, man. You could call me fake Lakers fan. You probably a LeBron James fan more. Hey, nah, man. Nah, I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a Jimmy Butler fan, bro. So.
And I want to ask you, what is your Western Conference final prediction as of right now? I say Lakers Suns.
You know who the Lakers remind me of? They remind me of the 04 Lakers. They did go to the final, and then they remind me a little of 2013 Lakers.
What old team that we don't know if they're gonna be good or not?
No, yeah, like I said, it's so hard to tell because we've had so many teams where, like, look at that 2013 Lakers team.
They just had no chemistry at all.
What was that?
They had no chemistry at all. I understand they had injuries, but when they were healthy, this team was still struggling.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I don't know what this team because of the age. It's so hard. They're either gonna be really good and make the finals, or there's gonna be like I don't know. It's so hard.
A mediocre team that might be fighting for a playing spot.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I think the Western Conference Finals is gonna be the Lakers.
That dude's made out of glass, and he's always injured.
AD, yeah, bro.
How many years I see Pop coaching? I said like 1 or 2 years. That's it. I said 1 or 2 years. That's it.
But like regarding like the Western Conference Finals, I think it's gonna be the Lakers and the Nuggets. I feel like
I don't know, man. Jamal Murray has to be healthy. If he ain't healthy, they ain't gonna reach that far.
We need to see some improvement from Michael Porter Jr. too.
That's the thing. Michael Porter's a good regular season player, but he's a mediocre playoff performer. So that's
he did good against the Portland series. In the Portland
he did good in the Blazers series. He played well. It's just in the Sun series he was horrible. He has to be consistent. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think Nuggets are going that far. If Murray were healthy, that'll be different. But the fact that he's hurt,
Sucker Punch says, "What about Kawhi? I don't think he's playing next year."
He's not.
Nobody cares about Kawhi, man. I don't even care about Kawhi, bro.
But
nobody cares about the Clippers, man.
I think the Suns get back to the Western Conference Final. The Warriors. Here's the thing: is Klay Thompson going to be healthy? And their bench is okay, but not great. I don't see
Zach, if they get Ben Simmons, if they get Ben Simmons, I think the Warriors could actually just make it to the Western Conference Finals versus the Lakers.
They have a shot, but on paper, I think the Suns have enough to get back. I think the Lakers win the West, but I'm saying that I think the Suns can get to the conference final because here's why. Chris Paul isn't going to drop off the face of the earth next year. Devin Booker's going to improve. So is DeAndre Ayton. And I think they have some playoff experience now.
Yo, they got JaVale
Actually, if I were
McGee
to
too.
pick, I'm
Gideon.
probably gonna pick the Lakers. And
Hey, they got
Golden State.
JaVale McGee too. Like
McGee, Shaman, those are good moves, man.
those are good
I
pickups
think,
right
yeah,
there. So
I agree with Zach. If I had to pick, I'd probably take the Lakers and Warriors.
now, if the Warriors get Ben Simmons, then they're for sure going to the Western
No, but
Conference.
with Clay, and
no
then
doubt.
you still have some like decent guys around them too.
But we gotta say
Yeah, but the
Clay
problem
looks,
is
though.
like
We gotta say
yeah,
Clay
but the
looks.
problem is with like the Ben Simmons and like the Draymond Green, like you're gonna have to put them at the 4 and 5. I don't know how that shit's gonna work out.
And that's the reason why I don't think they'll get to the Western Conference Finals. That's the reason.
No, but if they get Ben Simmons, they could put Ben Simmons at the 1 and then put Steph at the 2 and Clay at the 3.
that can work.
man.
Or like basically have Ben Simmons as your main facilitator. That's
You
all
could
that
go.
matters.
Well, I mean, the Warriors could go small with Ben Simmons at the 5, man, because not that many centers can stop like fucking Ben Simmons in transition though. If you put him at
Good
the
point.
5, if you guys realize that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if you're
he's
putting him
athletic,
against
he can get a
AD though,
transition star break, right.
he's not going to be able to contain AD.
Oh, if you put, yeah, we know that. We know that. That's why we agree that the Warriors will not. The Warriors will give the Lakers problems due to shooting. The only thing is this: how's Clay gonna look? And two, their bench.
Well, the thing with Clay though, he's a spot up shooter, so he doesn't need. It's not like he's like a Derrick Rose situation where he relies on his athleticism. He's more of a.
I understand that, but he's been out for 2 years. He's not just gonna just be red hot right away. So that's what I'm trying to say. He can shoot, but we gotta see how he looks. So it's gonna take him some time. It's gonna take him some time. But if I had to be a betting man, I feel with the Lakers and the Suns. I don't trust.
Where's a great one from? I'm from Chicago.
I don't trust the Jazz for reasons, and I just think Phoenix. I have a weird feeling, even though I think the Lakers will get out the West and win and get to the NBA Finals. I just think the Suns can get to the conference final because they still have some depth. What Phoenix needed was rebounding. I want to ask you, hypothetically, if they had an Al Horford last year, do you think they would have beat the Bucks last year, the Suns?
Al Horford, he's not.
Al Horford, if he was a Sun, you don't think so?
No. Unless you're giving me like 2015 Hawks Horford, then yeah, but no, not current Horford.
That's a good. Okay. They needed some rim protection last year. Phoenix had a good season, but they needed.
If you had like a guy like Jared Allen back there, or like a Andre Drummond, then yeah.
Oh yeah, if they would have had a Jared Allen, they definitely would have beat Milwaukee.
Or like a Drummond or someone like that.
Yeah, they needed rebounding. That's another reason.
To be honest, that's what Brooklyn needs to. What's it called? FYF Sports doesn't agree with me on this, but I think they need like a rim protector with interior defense.
I agree with that. They didn't have really because Blake Griffin's not a rim protector.
Yeah, he's a power. He's not a center.
He's a stretch forward. He's a stretch forward, and he's athletic. Yeah. That's it. Kevin Durant, yeah, he can block shots, but he's not a rim protector like that.
Yeah.
So
that's another reason why they lost too, because they let Giannis attack the rim easily like that.
In the middle, go to his left, and also they allow him to spin. And another reason why the Nets lost their series, Durant tried everything he can, but there were times he forced bad shots. James Harden didn't look like himself.
Well, Joe Harris, shot. I don't blame Katie. I just blame like the coaching.
The coaching with Steve Nash's coaching was just bad.
And then obviously injuries with Harden and Kyrie, and then Joe Harris was
missing every open shot he took.
Yeah, like there was that 1-3 in overtime where it was like wide open and he missed.
It was tied at 111. If he makes that shot, it could have been a different result. Yeah. But I go back to the KD foot on the line. If he moonwalks, if he shades off his toenail, right, cuts it off. If he shoots a free ball, NBA history is different. Again, the Bucks earned their series. Milwaukee, you got to give them credit. Chris Middleton was clutch. Drew Holiday was clutch. Giannis played great. But let's be honest. If Durant just steps behind the 3-point line, the Nets more than likely would have beat the Bucks in Game 7. They would have beat the Hawks, let's be honest. And they would have played the Suns. Who knows how different that series could have been. Chris Paul could have had a ring. KD could have had another ring. There's a lot of situations that could have happened, though. And ironically, if the Nets were in the finals, Steve Nash would have coached against his former team. Just a fun fact there.
Well, hold on. Someone said JJ Reddick. Last time I remember he was on the Mavs. I don't know if
he's on the Mavs still, but I don't think he's signed a deal yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember he was on the Mavs last year, but yeah.
And speaking of that, he got hurt though.
And he's old too. He's like 36, 37 years old or something like that.
Yeah, man, yeah. I heard that he was. I heard that it was New York or Brooklyn that he wanted to go.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers got him. They're getting everyone.
And Zach is asking me if KD beats LeBron in the finals, it'll make him 3-1 against him, and all his wins against LeBron. Will I rank above LeBron all time? No. I like Durant. No, I won't go that far. I like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, so if he wins because he only has one MVP too. I don't know if he wins
LeBron has a better resume.
Yeah, if he wins right now he has what 2?
Well, I thought about rings, 2 rings.
Yeah, 2. So if he wins 4 and then gets maybe another MVP or something like that. Yeah.
Then maybe if Durant didn't step on the line, he could have had potentially 3. So,
yeah. And if he didn't get injured in 2019, he could have.
That's debatable. That's kind of tough though, because I know the Warriors were great, but you gotta look at that series in the context though.
No, they had no. If KD doesn't get hurt, they win that series.
I don't know, man. It's 50-50, but that's another story for another day. But my point I'm trying to say with Durant, if somehow the Nets were to beat the Lakers, I don't think Durant is better than LeBron all time. I won't go that far. No, he's a better scorer, yes, and a better shooter, yes, but he's not a better.
Well, there's some people who are saying he's better than Larry Bird. That's hell no.
Hell no. Like Durant is great, but Larry Bird was one of the clutchest players of all time, man. Like Larry Bird back then, bro, he had a night. He was efficient. He was big time, man. It's just that
right now I have him as the 3rd greatest small forward of all time.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I agree. To me, it's LeBron, Bird, KD. Yeah. I mean, I used to have Bird over LeBron, but the more I look back at resume and watch full games,
I put him over.
I think LeBron's more talented. Yeah,
I put him over when LeBron won the 3rd ring in Cleveland. I put him over at that point. I put him over Larry.
Bird top 5 of all time. That's not a bad opinion. Bird,
I have him 5 in my opinion. He's 5, 6, that range.
Right. But I want to ask you, who is your NBA Finals prediction as of right now?
Right now, probably because the consensus is the Lakers and Nets. That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my mind wants to tell me. My heart tells me the Lakers. I don't know. My mind says the Lakers and Nets, but my heart tells me something else.
Why? Does it tell you Suns versus Heat in the finals?
No, I don't know, Brooklyn and Denver or something. I don't know.
I don't see the Nuggets going to the finals. It's not going to happen unless.
No, it's just that the fact that because they have that Lakers team is old. That's my main. They remind me a lot of you know how you used to have these teams where even the Rockets in 90. What was it, 7 when they had Barkley, Hakeem?
Yeah, 97 was him, Barkley, and Drexler. They were supposed to meet the Bulls, but they lost to the Jazz.
Yeah. They remind me of those teams where the expectations are high, but then chemistry issues, age, and then obviously 80 injury prone. That it's I can't predict it. If I were to bet my money on them, I don't think I would bet my money on them because that team is so. I think they're either going to be really good next year or they're going to be bad.
And Zach said it could be Suns versus Bucks. There's a possibility it could be Phoenix versus Milwaukee. I want to throw this out there. The last time we had a finals rematch, it was Cleveland, Golden State 4 years in a row, 2015 and 2018. So if Phoenix and Milwaukee were to somehow meet in the finals, I want to ask you, let's say that were the finals. Who do you think would win that series if they were to face off again?
I think the Suns would win because I feel actually I don't know. I have to watch them during the season. Would have home court advantage too.
Sure. What do you think, Prince? If the Suns and Bucks somehow met in the finals again, as of right now, who do you think will win it?
Bucks.
You think Milwaukee would beat them twice?
Yep.
Why
do you say that?
No, I feel like the
Giannis. Giannis. They got no answer for Giannis.
But it's the same thing with the Lakers and Spurs, where that one year they won in 7, and then the Spurs they just outcoached them and outplayed them because I feel like what will happen is the Suns would have that experience would kick in for them. That would help them.
True, and usually when a team loses in the finals, they come out firing out of a cannon. Usually,
yeah.
Remember the Spurs in 2014? Before the year, no one had them going to the finals before the year. But then they bounced back and won it all. Listen, I don't think the Suns win the championship next year, but I won't be shocked. I will not be surprised. I will not be shocked because you got to look at the other teams. Are we sure the Nets are going to stay healthy? Are we sure? Are we sure the Lakers are going to pan out? I mean,
Mr. Noah also says Bird better than. I feel like I don't know.
Giannis is better than LeBron now, not all time.
No, he said Bird better than LeBron.
That's 50-50.
It's debatable, yeah.
That's tough. But if Phoenix and Milwaukee played each other, I think this time I would pick the Suns. Because here's the thing. Giannis is unstoppable. But am I going to keep trusting Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday to be consistent?
And you'd think that the coaching would their coaching would get better too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Budenholzer's an okay coach, but he's not great. I mean, damn, he almost cost them the next series.
Hey, you could change the lights on this too. You know that, right?
So that's the thing. And usually it's hard to repeat. That's the thing. It's hard to repeat. So if that were the matchup, even though I would like to pick the Bucks, I would say Suns in 7 if that were the matchup. Because here's the thing, though. Here's why I say Suns could beat the Bucks. High IQ and execution. What killed Phoenix was rebounding and rim protection. And they didn't have guys to build a wall on Giannis. You know why the Heat and the Raptors were successful slowing down Giannis? They had great defenders. They didn't have that with the Suns. The Suns had good defense, but they didn't have the size. You know what I mean? Great one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think this time the Suns would beat the Bucks in a 7-game series because I think they will learn. Because it's hard to win back-to-back. It really is.
I think the last time where the team beat the other team twice was with the Bulls and Jazz.
Bulls and Jazz, 97 and 98. And the Bulls barely won those 2 years, by the way.
Yeah. And Pippen too. He was hurt that game 6. And
he was in 98.
Yeah.
He was. I remember that game.
I think the Jazz were favored in 98.
You can argue the Jazz were the better team. You can argue that. It's just that the Bulls were the mentally tougher team. In my opinion, the better team does not always win, but that's a long story for another day. I thought the Jazz were better than the Bulls, but the Bulls were the mentally tougher team. And MJ did not allow his team to die. 45 points, getting a steal from Karl Malone from the baseline, and also hit the jump shot over Byron Russell.
I feel like John Stockton kind of choked that series too.
He kind of did. John Stockton made some clean looks in that.
Yo, I'm glad y'all brought that up. That was an incredible back-to-back sequence. Jordan scores off a layup. They get on defense. He scripts Karl Malone. Then he hits that shot in Byron Russell, all in the same sequence.
Right. Because if one of those things don't happen, the Jazz more likely have won game 6, I'm sorry. And who knows what could have happened in game 7.
Yep. Technically, the Jazz was a better team on paper, to be honest.
They were better. Yeah. It's just that the Bulls just were mentally tougher.
Stockton, he got outscored by Jeff Hornacek.
Yikes.
What killed the stats up right now? John Stockton.
What killed the Jazz, Utah couldn't hit threes at all in that series. Usually the Jazz are a better 3-point or usually the Jazz like hitting threes, but they missed some open looks from downtown.
Oh yeah, no question, bro.
I mean, the Jazz shot 22% from 3. Come on, that's crazy.
Word. But yeah, man. Yo, Tay, you almost missed it, man. We almost out of here, man. You came a little too late, brother. Word, man. But yeah, man. Since I got you here, man, you told me JJ Reddick don't get a team right now, right?
Not yet. Nope.
Oh, okay.
He's on the Mavericks, I think, right for now.
Okay, wow. I'm surprised that he still didn't get a team, man. All right. And let's see who else. Oh, Kevin Love, John Wall are 2 guys I suspect to be on a new team as well.
True, but
how many years does Kevin Love have on his contract?
Probably 3 years. I think 3 years around that. I don't think Kevin Love's going to finish in Cleveland. I don't see it, man. I think he's gone. I can see a team like either the Lakers or the Nets might get him.
Or I Kevin Love likes it. I think Kevin Love would be a perfect fit for Philly.
He would fit nice with Philly. I mean, because they needed. Tobias Harris is good. Don't get me wrong, but he's streaky. That's the thing. Tobias Harris is going to be streaky in the playoffs. They need another low post scorer to help out Embiid. They didn't have that last year. Dwight Howard is old to this point.
Yeah.
And now he's a Laker. So you get K Love, you get a guy who can pass, can crash the glass, can stretch the floor, and can score in the low block. He will fit nice, man, in Philadelphia. I don't think he's gonna be a Cavalier past deadline. I don't see it, man. I think he's gone.
Well, he's kind of old now too. How old is he? Like 32, 33?
K Love, let me see.
I can check right now.
No, I'm checking. He's K Love is 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, and John Wall. Where do you think John Wall? Where do you guys think it will go though? If you have to make a prediction.
I think he go to an Eastern Conference team.
He's another guy that would fit with. He's another guy I could see going to Philly. He would do good or well with Philly. He's another guy too.
So you think Love and Wall will be a Sixer?
No, I don't think both of them will be a Sixer, or it's possible. But I feel like for those two, that team's like the best. Like looking at the teams out there, like I don't think because of defense, I don't think Love would fit. I mean, he'd do good with the Nets, but then they have too many scorers, so he's not gonna get a lot of touches.
Good point.
And then he's not a good defender either.
What about the Lakers? Do you think it's possible he could go to the Lakers?
Definitely, yeah. But is he even gonna get playing time though?
I think he might though. I think he might get some sort of play.
I don't think he's not gonna be a starter. I don't think so.
He'll be in the bench because you need some sort of bench production. What killed the Lakers last year is that in the playoffs you had no shooting. Let's be honest, you had no shooting last year. I mean, the Lakers had no shooting. Excuse me.
You guys don't show Giannis love. I think Giannis is. I put him right now. I think he's the second best player in the league.
The best player in the NBA, in my opinion, right now.
Wait, the best?
Right now, I'm not saying. Right now, you can make a case.
I'd put him number 2. I'd take KD 1. I put number 2. I put Giannis.
That's respectable.
If Giannis wins again this year, though, I have to put him number 1 though. If he wins again.
Yeah, then I need.
I want to ask you: do you think a team will ever three-peat?
Turn it on this way.
The Nets.
You think the Nets would three-peat?
They're the best. They have the best chance out of any team.
Do I think Ben Simmons will be with Philly after the deadline? That is
no.
tough.
He already requested a trade. He doesn't want to be there.
I'm just saying no. I think he's gone. I think he's gone after the deadline. He
requested a trade a couple weeks.
Take it off on that. There you go.
So I think he's gone.
You can change colors if you
want. But where do you think Ben Simmons would go? You think Golden State? Where do you think he'll go?
Like any team that I could see him going to Portland. I don't think he'll go to Golden State.
And you think they'll trade CJ?
Or for all we know, they could trade Simmons to a bum team.
To like Sacramento. What's
it called? Charles Barkley said. Yeah, Charles Barkley said send him to the worst team in the league.
Like what? Detroit, Cleveland. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Did he have a no trade clause on his contract or no?
I don't think he does.
So they could trade him anywhere.
I don't think he does, but let's be honest. He's not gonna finish a Sixer. He doesn't. He's a good player, but the problem with Ben Simmons is mental focus. And
the thing is, though, if he goes to a team, what would a team give up for Simmons, though?
That's another thing, though.
Because if you trade him to the Sixers, who do the Sixers?
No, he's already a Sixer. He's already a Sixer. You may
not Sixer. What's it called the Warriors or something.
You might trade Andrew Wiggins, maybe Jordan Poole or something. I don't know. That'll be tough. But let's be honest. If Ben Simmons somehow was a Warrior, Wiggins will be gone. Let's be honest. There's just no way they'll keep on the team if they get Ben Simmons. Because remember, contract. So that's the thing. But Giannis, we do show Giannis love. Giannis is an amazing player. We give Giannis credit for winning a championship. He was the best player by far in that NBA Finals, by far, though. And I was happy for the Greek Freak because he finally showed people he can be a number one option on a championship level team. He finally showed people. I mean, guys like Skip Bayless and Kendrick Perkins. I remember Perks said that Chris Middleton was the Batman, which is blasphemy. Yeah. That was stupid. And I remember Skip Bayless said, "Oh,
and what's it called? Steven Jackson out there saying that
the Bucks were a super team." Hell no to the nah. how are the Bucks a super team? Like, no, they were a good team, but Drew Holiday is not a star.
No, he
Neither
just didn't
is
like the fact that he was, because remember, Giannis said I could have easily joined a super team. He didn't like it. Basically, he threw shots at LeBron and KD, and Steven Jackson didn't like that.
Yeah. He threw shots at them, I think, after Game 6. Yeah, he did. And
he didn't call them out specifically, but we know who he was pointing to.
Yeah, we know, because he easily could have went to a team like the Warriors or whatever, or the Heat, and built a super team. He decided, nah, I'm gonna stay with the Bucks, see what moves we can do, and see if we can win a championship. And they were down 2-0 twice to the Nets and the Suns. I thought they were done. You?
Yeah. I actually lost so much money betting on the Nets too. I had a parlay on them.
Well, blame KD for wearing size 18 shoes, by the way. Blame KD for that.
But I was so pissed because I was watching that game live too, and I was like, when Joe Harris missed that, I was like, so pissed.
They miss open shots. Let's see, James Harden missed open shots.
And you know another thing that pissed me off too, when James Harden, it was just dribble, and then 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Yeah, KD bailed me out.
That's just crazy. And another thing that killed the Nets, man, they stopped moving the ball. They're just playing like a lot of hero ball.
So like I said, go watch the series. It's just so many possessions where James Harden's just wasting time dribbling, and then with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, he wants KD to bail him out.
It's crazy, man. It's sad, man. I mean, look, the Milwaukee Bucks did play some good defense. We got to give Milwaukee some sort of credit. But Brooklyn bailed them out with some bad shot selection. And Joe Harris, man, I understand he's a role player. I get that. But he has to hit open shots. You're a three-point champion, for Pete's sake. He missed a lot of clean looks, though. If he makes those open shots, then we probably talk about Brooklyn potentially becoming the next dynasty right now, potentially. But that never happened. And, and another team that we're not talking about, the Atlanta Hawks. I think Atlanta will be very good next year.
I think the Bulls are better than them, to be honest.
I don't know about that. I think the Hawks slightly are better because I think they have more playoff experience. I think they have better playmaking. I think they have a better coach in Nate McMillan over Billy Donovan. I think the Hawks are a better, well-rounded team than the Bulls. The Bulls are good, don't get me wrong, but I just think that the Hawks just have more talent.
I got to easily see them playing in the first round, like a 4th and 5th seed.
The Bulls, I say like 6th seed. I don't think the Bulls will get that high. I don't see it.
No, it's possible. No, I'm just saying it's a possible matchup we might see in the first round.
Who knows? You might see that. Yeah. And Greek Freak thinks you guys won't make the playoffs. That's blasphemy. Come on, man. Greek Freak thinks the Bulls won't make the playoffs. Nah, the Bulls are making the playoffs.
You never know.
No, the Bulls are making the playoffs. Let's be honest, though.
Like I said, sometimes I lose faith in that team.
I mean, if you want to go by injuries, anything can get hurt. If you want to go by injuries, anything can get hurt. So I think the Bulls are going to be like a 6th seed. I think they'll have a slow start and then they'll finish very hot at the end of the season. Because remember, they are still a young team. So I think the Bulls will get in. I just think that
there's a possible that what's it called? The Bulls might get like Simmons or someone.
Who would they trade to get him? That's the thing. I don't know. Who would they trade to get him?
I mean, you could trade Patrick Williams, Kobe White.
Okay.
And
maybe some picks in there, like 1 or 2 picks.
Garrett. I don't know if they have Garrett Temple.
Yeah, he's still on the team. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you do that and get Ben Simmons, you need a bench. That's the thing.
Never mind. Never mind. They wouldn't do. They have Lonzo already.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go after. If they have Lonzo, they're not. They paid him $20 million for the next 4 years, or he's making. I think he's making like $80 million. So he's basically making like $20 million a year.
Around that, Lonzo was almost a bull this trade deadline. People forget about this. Lonzo almost became a bull this trade deadline. Just that the offer didn't happen, but hey, he's a bull now. Do I think the Bulls are better than the Heat? I'm gonna say no. No. Miami's deeper and more experienced. Slow Tay.
So
Bucks are the best team in the league.
Healthy, no, they're not. No, I mean that's kind of debatable, but I'm gonna say slightly no. Fully healthy, I think it's between the Nets and the Lakers. Fully healthy, the Bucks are like top 3 for me. I'll put Milwaukee at number 3. My
Like,
top
obviously, Bulls better than the Heat. I don't think so. I think he's trolling again.
Godfather is crazy. Miami has a better coach. Miami has better defense, and Miami has has playoff experience.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Miami gets the first seed.
Yeah, but I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening.
The first seed.
I think. Look, the Heat are good.
I mean, they did say the same thing about the Suns last year.
But that's the Suns. They had a Chris Paul. That Chris Paul, Devin Booker. I understand that.
And then Utah too. No one expected Utah to be number 1 last year.
I get that, but do you know how hard it is to play in Utah? Let's see how the Heat look though, because here's the thing. Remember, Kyle Lowry's going a new system by Eric Spoelstra. Jimmy Butler, is he going to stay healthy? He missed 20 games last year. Same thing with Bam Adebayo. Bam was banged up. So let's not overhype the Heat. The Heat are good, but I don't see 1 seed. I don't see it though. Top 3, yes. 1 seed, no.
They'll probably be like the 5th seed.
No, not
Miami's gonna be better than the 5th seed. They'll be better.
They're gonna be 3rd worst.
I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah, if they're healthy, if they're healthy,
at worst, then they have a shot. But it's if. That's the thing. Like, why was it Brooklyn's healthy and Milwaukee? Then they arguably are better than Miami. Arguably.
Like, if I had to pick the Bucks or the Heat, because like I said, if you look at Giannis last year, his worst statistical series was against the Heat.
Good point.
And we all know what they did to them in the bubble the year before.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Just that
they have an actual point guard. Because last year they had Tyler Hero running point guard. This year they have an actual point guard.
Yeah, Hero's a 2 guard. Yeah, and Tyler Hero was horrible last year. He played so well in his rookie year, but man, in the playoffs last year was horrible.
I think the reason why they struggled last year, because even with the Lakers too, is that they barely got rest after the bubble.
Yeah, but that's a part. I understand that, but I'm not gonna use that as an excuse because
I'm just saying. I think that because you saw injuries with the Lakers and then the Heat. Because remember, at first they were like at the bottom. They were a bottom seed.
Yeah, they were like 12 seed at the time.
Yeah, and then they worked their way up. I think this year they're not going to have the issue because they have a lot more off-season time.
I agree. I get what you're saying, but injuries always have happened, so that's what we have to understand. The Lakers, look, I understand they were fatigued, but let's consider this though. Even with all this stuff, right? The Lakers were still the favorites to come out the West.
Wait, this guy said the Clippers better than the Lakers still?
Hell no. Without Kawhi, no way, man. Like, what's Top Chef talking about? Without Kawhi, the Clippers will barely be in the playoffs.
I think it's something because they still have Ibaka. Do they still have Ibaka?
They still have Ibaka, but here's another problem. Yeah. He's a good player, but he's injury prone too. Remember, he barely played. He didn't play much in the playoffs because he was hurt. So that's my problem. I think the Clippers, I think they'll be in the play-in, but I don't think they make the playoffs this year. I don't see it.
Well, it's all on Paul George if we're going to see. I think the thing is with Paul George, because we've seen him with another co-star.
True.
I think he's better. I know he's better when he's the leader of his team.
That's a good co-star. That's a good point. But here's the thing we have to consider. He's injury prone. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's injury prone. That's why I think they're going to struggle. Because
like I said, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think him and Kawhi are a good fit. Because you saw last year, he played better without Kawhi than he.
Good point.
Like I said, I know because we saw him at Westbrook, we saw him with Kawhi. He's better when he's like the main option of a team.
That's a good point. Point.
You think Kawhi stays? Because Kawhi, how many years is Kawhi signed for?
I talk about. Let me check his contract because he was on the verge of leaving a little bit. A 4-year, $176 million deal.
All right, so he's gonna be there 4 years.
Yeah, around 4 years.
Like I said, I don't think Kawhi and Paul George are a good fit. To be honest, who knows if Kawhi didn't get injured, would they have been the Jazz? Because those role players came up big after Kawhi left.
That's a good point. Would they even be in the Suns? We don't even know that.
Yeah.
Because
so would they have been a Jazz? That's another question too. Because are those the role players sparking out if Kawhi's in the game?
I probably still think they probably beat the Jazz. I was wrong, but I probably think they beat the Jazz. I just think that Utah, to me, shooting a bunch of threes and stuff, I don't think it would have worked in the playoffs. I think they would have beat the Jazz, but I'm going to shock people. I don't think they would have beat the Suns. I don't see it. Here's
Say
why.
the Lakers were healthy last year. Do you think? Say both the Lakers and Clippers were healthy last year, in the conference finals, who would you have picked?
That would be tough. I say Lakers in 7. Because here's why. Who's going to stop AD in the paint? In the paint. And here's another thing too, right? Montrezl Harrell could have played more minutes, and he could have played well against his former team because he was a former Clipper.
Yeah.
And the Clippers did not use Rondo right at all. That's the thing. They didn't use him at all. So, right at all. So, and remember, the Mavericks almost beat the Clippers last year.
Yeah.
You saw that the Mavericks won 3 times in LA. Think about that for a moment. The Clippers had talent, but they lacked consistency. That was their problem.
I feel like their chemistry issues is like Kawhi and Paul George are not a good fit. I think one of them have to go.
I think they're gonna wait I think they're gonna wait after 2023 because 2022.
Wait, you think they'll win a championship together?
I don't know, man.
I don't think there's a chance.
I doubt it. With the West
Kawhi's getting old too.
Yeah, and remember, Kawhi has an ACL injury. He might not be the same player again. So,
well, the thing with that though is that Kawhi doesn't really rely on athleticism. So I think he'll be fine, but his age is the main issue.
And
I don't think the Clippers will ever win a championship with those two.
And the West will get stronger. Their best chance is 2020, by the way.
Yeah.
The West will get strong. You got the Suns.
This year they had a good chance too if Kawhi doesn't get injured. Who knows what happens?
Who knows? They might have at least got to the conference finals. So, would have gone to the finals? I don't know. But if they get to the NBA finals, he might have been the Bucks. Who knows? You might have. So,
yeah, you're right. Last year was their best chance to win a championship.
Last year in 2020, yeah.
Yeah. But they just somehow, I don't know how they even lost that series.
Are you talking about the Jazz?
No, the Clippers and the Nuggets. They blown the 3-1 lead.
To me, the Clippers were better than the Nuggets. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The Clippers were the better team. It's just that the Nuggets were executing better. And the problem with the Clippers, they just lack mental focus. That was the problem with the Clippers. They lack mental focus.
That was like probably one of the most like embarrassing things I've ever seen in basketball.
I remember the series. Game 5, they're up 16, choke.
Yeah, I was like
19, choke. Game 7, up 12, choke.
That's another year where I had a parlay on the Clippers to win that year.
I didn't pick the Clippers. I had the Lakers because here's the thing. At the time, I didn't trust PG in the playoffs. At the time, I didn't trust Lou Will in the playoffs. And I just felt that the Clippers struggled with size in the paint. That's why I felt that the Lakers would have beat them anyway. So, I mean, the Lakers have flaws, obviously, but I just think that the Lakers would have played the Clippers. I would say Lakers in 7.
Yeah, I don't know, but like that series, I was jumping off my seats watching that.
It should have happened, but the Clippers lacked so much heart, it was not even funny. I mean, I like Hoop Facts, but Hoop Facts overhypes the Clippers way too much. He said, teams are scared of Clippers.
Even, what's it called?
What are you talking about?
Even what's it called? Have you seen this channel called Dreamers Pro?
No.
He's another dude who just like he thinks Kawhi, he thinks the Clippers would have won the finals if Kawhi didn't get injured.
I don't know, man. Like, did you see the Maverick series? There's a reason why you almost lost to the Mavs. Like, I don't know. Would they even be in the Suns? Because don't forget, Chris Paul didn't play the first 2 games of the series, and Cam Johnson didn't play in game 6 because he had a virus. I mean, he had some illness. So it's not a guarantee to beat the Suns. I don't know, man. Because Paul, like you said, great one. Would the role players have played as well with Kawhi? That's the thing. So
yeah, like I said, I think that championship window, like he should have just stayed in Toronto.
You can make a case because he had a good team. It's just that
they went to the
second round. That's it.
Yeah, without him, and they went to 7 games too.
I understand that, but they needed Kawhi Leonard. Let's be honest. Toronto was a good team, but
I'm just saying without Kawhi, they went to 7 games in the second round. Just imagine if they had him.
If they would have had Kawhi, they would have gone back to the NBA Finals. Let's be honest. They would have beat the Celtics, and they would have definitely beat the Heat that year.
And they could have because they had rim protection too, so they would have stood a great chance against the Lakers.
Spicy P, you think they would have won a championship that year in 2020?
No, like that is possible because they had good rim protection.
True, and the Lakers sometimes struggle with teams with rim protection.
Yeah.
I mean, damn it, the Miami Heat won 2 games against the LA.
I think the Raptors too, even without Kawhi. I know this is regular season, but I think they
17-5 in 2019.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're better with Kawhi, obviously, but I get what you're saying.
Watch Kawhi go back to San Antonio.
That'll never happen. He ain't going back.
Yeah,
that'll never happen. But after what did that
I wanted him
fiasco?
to come. I wanted him to come to my Bulls last year, but
Same here. I
no,
wanted him to come to the Knicks. If the Clippers had lost early to the Mavericks, he could have came to the Knicks. I wanted Kawhi to be a Knicks.
Yeah, I agree. They have to. They're obviously not going to get rid of Kawhi because he's their franchise guy. They should trade PG because I don't think they're a good fit together.
But who you trade him for? That's the thing.
I mean, anyone.
You gotta be careful. You can't trade him for anybody. You gotta be careful.
I mean, anything that's decent. It depends on the offers.
Right. True. But another team that always disappoints in the playoffs is Portland. The Blazers, man, to me, their best chance to go to the NBA Finals was 2019.
Yeah, they choked. They didn't even have KD, and they choked.
And that's what I'm saying. I like Damian Lillard, but if you actually notice with Dame, he's not that good in the playoffs. Again, I understand he had his moments against Denver. I understand he hit the game in each other versus Houston and OKC, but those were in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, Dame's really been really inconsistent in the playoffs. He only shoots 41% in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Same with McCollum, too.
Very inconsistent in the playoffs when you need him to be. That's my problem. People just look at game-winning shots, but they don't look at the full detail. You know what I mean? You got to watch the full games with Dame and CJ. I've been saying this, though. They will never win a championship as long as they're together because even though they can score, they don't defend. They're not, in my opinion, consistent playmakers, and they don't make players better. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think Dame doesn't stay there. I think this is probably his last year there.
I think he stays in Portland. I think deep down he just likes it there.
No, but he's not going to stay there his whole career. I think this is his last year there.
But where do you think he will go? That's the thing.
Any contender.
If Dame would have went to like the Bucks, that would be nice. Him with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Whew. With Giannis.
Like even him with the Sixers, with him and Embiid, that would be great too.
Oh, yeah, man. That would be great. My only thing Dame needs to work on is decision-making. You know what I mean? If he can be a better decision-maker and learn to be a better defender and be more consistent in the playoffs, he'll be great. I understand he had the moments against the Thunder, the Rockets, and the Nuggets at times, but those were in the first round. Other than that, he doesn't have many clutch moments in the second round or conference final. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I keep telling. Look, Dame is great, but people who call me a hater, I don't hate Dame. I just don't think he's that good in the playoffs. He's 22 and 39 in the playoffs for a reason. You know what I mean? CJ.
Well, I think another guy who's, I think CP3 is another dude who's not in the playoffs. He always has some meltdowns.
Yeah, I like Chris Paul, but last year was his best
dudes
chance.
Tell me like he's better than Isaiah Thomas. I'm like, hell no.
No, he's not. I like Chris Paul. He's one of my favorite players. But I've
never liked him to be honest, because like though he's like a flopper. I don't know. I was never a CP3 guy. I've always thought even on his foreign days.
Hang on, Tay. I said Denver in 2021 at times. In the second round, Dame was bad in the second round against Denver. He only shot like 40% in that series. CJ McCollum had 37 in Game 7, 41 in Game 3 in 2019. No one talks about that, by the way.
But I was saying, even from his like Hornets days, I've never, because he's a flopper. He's whiny. I've never been a CP3 guy. I just can't stand him.
Why? You don't like his attitude, right?
No, yeah. Even in the games too, he's just like always complaining, and it's like it just pissed me off. Like I remember I forgot who it was. He flopped out of nowhere against one player. I can't remember who he flopped against. Where that dude didn't even touch him, and he's like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Was it that in the regular season or in the playoffs?
I can't remember. It was like he just walked up to a guy and then he just like it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I like Chris Paul, but
he's still complaining too. He complains so much.
Especially to Scott Foster. Remember Game 6 in the Bucks series that when the Suns were on the verge of coming back, that Chris Paul was trying to talk to Scott Foster, but Bobby Portis was trying to prevent him to.
And then, do you remember that one flop against DeMarcus Cousins?
Oh, yeah. Once when the Suns were blowing the Clippers out, right?
Yeah, no, he just walked from DeMarcus Cousins like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, man. And speaking of DeMarcus Cousins, man, he's been unlucky. He was on a
He's
bad
washed.
Kings team.
He even last year too in the playoffs. Like people were saying he should got playing time. Like no, he can't guard the pick and roll.
I look at both sides. He could have helped you with your offense, but his defense is bad sometimes. Yeah. And Boogie got hurt with the Pelicans too. The Pelicans could have been something with AD, Boogie, Rondo, Holiday. They could have been something. Yeah, but back to Chris Paul. I like CP3 because he's a great passer, good playmaker, good hit the big
Like
shot.
his IQ is amazing, but
His
then
IQ is amazing. It's just
like
that
I said, I don't like his whining stuff, and then I know it's in the big playoff moments he always chokes.
I can't say always. He chokes sometimes. I can't say always, but he does.
I mean, apparently he's blown the most 2-0 leads.
4 of them. I mean, 2016 he got hurt, but 2013.
And then I think against what's it called? Even this year too, he had like a 10-point game. And
10. That was game 4. And
and then I remember that one series against Utah. That 1 year, I think it was last year with the Clippers. They show won that series.
Yeah, he had a good series, but he had a horrible game 7, 6 of 19. Yeah. I like Chris Paul, but he does.
I haven't even this is from his Hornets days. I've never liked him.
Wow.
No, he just pisses me off. I just can't stand. Even like James Harden is like that too, where I just can't stand him.
And in 2018, you can argue that if Chris Paul didn't get hurt, he might be in the Warriors that year. You can argue that the Rockets. I want to ask you: do you think Chris Paul will ever get a ring, or no?
No.
You think last year was his best chance?
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard.
Some of those years with what was that 1 year where they blew a 3-1 lead? That was 15, right?
2015, they were up 3-1 the Rockets.
Yeah, even that year too, they could have been the Warriors, and then against the Cavs.
And no, I don't. I'm not a LeBron fan. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna respond to Top Shot. The dude's an idiot. I'm not a LeBron fan.
I'm not. With me with LeBron, I'm not an extreme hater. No, I'm not a fan. I'm neutral.
Same here, man. I'm a neutral fan.
He's like I put him like top 5 all time.
Same here,
he's
man.
not the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT. He had to do a whole lot to become the GOAT.
No, I think that ship has sailed.
Oh, okay. But back to Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a great player, but the loss in the NBA Finals kind of hurts his legacy a little bit. If he would have been the Bucks last year, his legacy would have been totally different. What do you think?
I still would. He'd be because I'd say he's probably a top 10 point guard. He might have been because my top 4 is this is no particular order,
right?
Except for Magic. I have Magic, Oscar, Isaiah, Steph,
right.
And then the 5th one, it's because you still have Stockton,
Jason Kidd, Steve Nash is there.
Oh, I forgot about Steve Nash.
I have Chris Paul number 6. I have him number 6.
Who do you have 5?
Jason Kidd. I'll put J Kidd at number 5.
I would put. Well, if you're talking about like a resume,
let me ask you guys this real quick. Who's your favorite style of point guards? You like traditional point guards, or you like these combo score first point guards?
Like I like point guards that get guys involved. To be honest.
So you like a traditional playmaking point guard, not a score first point guard.
Yeah, if you're a point guard, I don't know if it's like watchability wise, like yeah, it's more fun to watch them. But if you're starting a franchise, obviously you're going with the traditional.
Right. You need a point guard that can get guys involved.
In terms of just watchability, yeah, I'd rather watch like a guy like Kyrie play. Just in terms of like entertainment, watchability. But if I'm starting a franchise, I want like a Kidd or a Stockton or someone like that.
Right, and Jason Kidd was a great defender too, and John Stockton, they were great defenders too.
But John Stockton, he had a good resume, but then like his resume because he had a lot of like stats where he's like top 1, top like his
steals and stuff.
He has good statistics, but then he wasn't a very good playoff performer.
That's the thing though. That's why I have Chris Paul over John Stockton.
Like it's so hard for me because like, do I go by his like stats and resume, or because his stats like.
It's not just stats; it's eye tests. Sometimes you gotta go by eye tests, resume, situations, and stuff. Yeah. Here's what I believe. I know you're not a big Chris Paul fan. I know you're not. If the Suns had won the championship, I would have put him at top 5.
Yeah, probably.
because here's why.
non-biased wise,
Yeah.
I'd put him top 5, but then I think in their primes, I think Steve Nash was a better player.
You could make an argument. I think Steve Nash is a better 3-point shooter.
Because Steve Nash, he could not only was he facilitate, he could take over games.
That's
Go
a
watch
good
like
point.
those series against like teams like Dallas. Like if his teams are not performing at a high level, he'll take over the game and scoring. It's just that because people shit on him for averaging 15 a game, but that wasn't his role. His role wasn't scoring. His role was to get the team involved.
Well, but Chris Paul can also take over a game offensively too. Remember the Nuggets series? I know the Nuggets were hurt, but he shot.
No, but then Steve Nash, he would like he'd be on fire. Like it would be so impossible to stop him. Like he was on fire. Like go watch those Mavs series against the Mavs. He was just amazing.
He was great. Steve Nash had his moments. But what killed Steve Nash was defense, and he was inconsistent.
And they had bad luck too. They should have been the Spurs in 07.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Diaw and Stoudemire being suspended for Game 5, they probably would have beat the Spurs in 7. They would have beat the Jazz in the conference final, and they would have smashed Cavs in the finals.
Cleveland, yeah.
They would have destroyed Phoenix. Would have destroyed Cleveland in the NBA finals.
I used to be a big I used to love Nash so much in his prime.
Steve
I don't know
Nash,
why he gets so much. I think people are just mad that he won MVP over like Kobe and Shaq.
I mean, I look at both sides. 2005, he deserved the MVP. But 2006, I would have given that to either Kobe or Dirk or LeBron. I mean, Steve Nash.
Well, there's another thing, too. I think Stoudemire was hurt.
He only played 3 games that year, yeah.
So I think that's the only reason why he won MVP, though.
Right. But speaking of Steve Nash, if Kevin Durant didn't step his foot on the line, he would have faced against his former team in the finals. You get what I'm saying, man? Because let's be honest, the Nets.
This guy obviously go watch some Steve Nash highlights.
Yeah, man. Some people say Steve Nash was overrated. How? I mean,
he never won a championship, but that's because he didn't have like good enough teams. I mean, he had a team, but there was like some like in 06, Stoudemire was injured. 07, the suspension happened.
In 2010, Kobe happened, and Gasol, and the Lakers, yeah.
And he was older too at the time.
True. And 2005, Joe Johnson. Don't forget, he got hurt too. Here's my problem with Steve Nash. Steve Nash is a great player, but his defense was kind of bad sometimes. And yeah, that's kind of what killed Steve Nash's defense. But other than that, he was a great player. He's a great player. I would have Chris Paul over Steve Nash, in my opinion, because I think he's more accomplished in the playoffs than Steve Nash.
I mean, what, like, and then on top of that, Steve Nash is a multiple-time MVP.
No, I say in the playoffs. In the regular season, Steve Nash is more accomplished. I say in the playoffs.
Yeah, but Chris Paul still didn't. He went to a finals, but I'm not going to give just one finals.
I mean, he still has a chance to make more. I'm not saying the Suns will make the finals. I'm not saying that, but they have a chance.
Yeah, his chapter is not over, obviously.
It's not him. Who knows? He might prove us wrong and might get a ring next year. You never know. I doubt it, but who knows? We didn't think the Spurs would win in 2014, so who knows? Maybe the Suns might get back to the finals and win. So I was really.
There was a guy who my high school did. I used to model after him, and then obviously, I used to model my game after like Steve Nash in high school.
Wow. But
well, I don't get why these guys hate. These guys did not watch Nash.
They just don't like Steve Nash. It's like these guys are just morons, dude. Steve Nash.
Look, I know a lot of Kobe tards hate him because they felt that he robbed him.
I don't hate him. I like Kobe, but I don't hate him.
No, I'm talking about the Kobe tards.
Oh, Kobe tards, like crazy Kobe fans. It's not just Kobe fans, even other fans like LeBron tards. Sometimes in 06, Dirk Nowitzki fans, like. It's not just Kobe fans, other fans too. But Steve Nash deserved his MVP in 2005 by far. Yes, Shaq had a good year, but no one had the Suns.
No, they were a 20-win team, and then when he joined, they're a 60-win team.
Exactly. I think they won 62 games that year.
Godfather, I think LeBron and Kobe fans are the worst fans.
I think LeBron fans are worse. Kobe fans a little bit, but I think LeBron fans.
Well,
are
I think
worse.
back then Kobe fans were because what happened was that it was the debate was Kobe and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So Kobe fans were toxic, and obviously LeBron fans came, and then I think they're both on the same level. I'd probably give. I think because right now we're in the moment. Because pretty soon there's probably gonna be like I don't know Luka or Giannis fans.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
And he says I'm a Durant slurper. How am I a KD slurper? No, I'm not. Like, here's the. Yeah, I like KD. Yeah, I like KD, but I'm not a KD slurper. There's a difference, though. Like, I don't know what these guys are talking about. But in my opinion, LeBron fans are way worse than Kobe fans. That's just me.
I think how were you on YouTube around like back in the day, like 09, 10, 08?
Probably not. But look, Kobe fans are crazy, but not the red LeBron fans.
No, if you're on there, like this is like back in the day. Oh, this is like early YouTube days. They were pretty bad. It's just that what happened was that Kobe, LeBron fans basically kicked in, and then Kobe was like pretty much because it was the debate used to be Kobe Jordan back in the day, and then obviously Kobe got older, and then the conversation turned to LeBron and Jordan. But Kobe fans used to be pretty bad back in the day. To be honest, Kobe fans were the one who started this plumber shit that Jordan played plumbers.
I kind of disagree. It's LeBron. I hear what you're saying, but I disagree. It's really
no, they're the one who started this narrative where that he played like short white bums. No, it was the Kobe fans. Trust me.
I'm
talking about back at like 10 years ago.
I mean, okay, but I don't think Jordan played against bums. I don't buy into that narrative.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying the narrative. This narrative that started where that Jordan played like plumbers and all that.
Yeah, these guys just talk out of their ass. These guys don't watch. They didn't watch the Bulls back then. And also, I'm not defending Durant. Again, I like KD, but the 0 for 6 in overtime was unacceptable. We gotta be honest.
I mean, no, he was gassed out, man.
I understand that, but so is everybody else. Giannis was gassed out.
No, but he played every single minute. Giannis did not play every minute.
I mean, I get that, but Giannis did play a good chunk of minutes too. I'm not
every single minute though.
I get
and on top of that too, Giannis takes. It's more when you're tired. It's more harder to take jump shots. One thing he should have done, he should have attacked the rim. That's one.
That's my point. He should have gone to the basket.
Yeah,
that's my point. I understand you miss shots. It happens, but you gotta try to attack. Durant had a great game. Don't get me wrong, but
that's the only thing I could probably knock him on. He settled for like because he was more of a jump shooter.
A fadeaway long two over Drew Holiday. That was a bad shot. But if he just goes to the basket, he could have gotten an and one. He could have sent a game to double overtime. Things could have happened. I mean, he had a great game. Don't get me wrong. He had an amazing game. But I'm saying that he could have done a little bit better in overtime.
You know who could also did a little bit better? James Harden. He could stop trying to pass the ball to Kevin Durant so much and take some shots.
Yeah.
You are James Harden.
He couldn't make a shot.
He missed clean.
Yeah.
He took some
another thing, what pissed me off the most is that he's just standing there. He's dribble,
bash. I mean, Luka kind of does the same thing sometimes. Luka kind of does the same
that play style. You have to move the ball like right away, not dribble for like 20 seconds and then 4 seconds left.
Luka, people. Here's the craziness. We crap on Harden doing it, but Luka does the exact same thing when it comes to dribble.
Wait, hold on 1 second. So, Just Prince, you're on YouTube. Who started this? Jordan played plumbers narrative. Was it LeBron fans or Kobe fans?
I think it was LeBron fans.
There's a little bit of both.
Gordon. No, back in the day they were saying
But back in the it really wasn't Kobe fans really that much because the Kobe and Jordan debate was a little different. It wasn't like how this LeBron and Kobe debate is.
But I remember people used to be like Kobe fans used to be Jordan played short white boys.
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember that a little bit. That was completely stupid. But No,
and then do you guys remember who was this? I think his name was a Bumper. Do you remember Bumper Boy 2 Sports?
No.
No, he was that one Kobe fan, and then he was basically saying, "Oh, look at his butt." Like he was a Kobe tar basically, and then he showed a picture. Like they'll show pictures with no context, and then he'll be like, "Look at these bums who's playing."
Because, like I said, these guys just don't watch full games. They just listen to narratives and.
We got Sacktown. Hold on for a minute. We got Sacktown in the chat. Salute, Sack. No, he came on too late though. Too bad.
Right, but salute, Sack, man. How you doing, T? But But back to the James Harden KD situation, I felt that Harden's shot selection was bad. I understand he hurt his hamstring, I get that, but injuries are part of the game. I remember Chris Paul. I know you don't like Chris Paul, but just saying, Chris Paul had the same hamstring injury and eliminated the defending champion Spurs with a game winner over Tim Duncan. So I don't give Harden an excuse. I'm sorry. 5 of 17 in Game 7, 2 of 12
Yeah,
from
and then
3.
on top of
Took
that
some
too,
bad shots.
Harden, if you look at his playoff history,
Inconsistent.
yeah. Like I remember one guy, he goes by Shiggle Daddy. He was saying Shiggle Daddy TV. He's a YouTuber. He was saying, is there? And basically, his point was, is there evidence to back up that James Harden would have played better?
I do think Harden may have played a little bit better if he was healthy. Because to be fair, Harden did.
No, but I'm just saying that there's no evidence to back that up.
Well, the same. I mean, to be fair, but here's the thing: Harden was having a good playoff run against Boston. I know it's the Celtics. We had a good playoff run against the Celtics until he got hurt.
No, but when you talk about elimination games,
he's inconsistent.
Yeah, look at his what's called against the Warriors, terrible, and then even against the Thunder last year too, they still won that game, but he got outplayed by Lou Dort.
Lou Dort, come on, man. Yeah. I mean, he did get the game when he blocked, which saved it all.
Yeah, but he played terrible. They almost lost that game.
They should have, and I'll be honest with you, if Lou Dort doesn't get blocked, he would have hit the shot. The way he was on fire, he probably would have hit the shot. I know Lou Dort is not a great shooter, but if you watch the game, he was hitting threes like crazy. He had, 30 in that game? Yeah. If he doesn't get rejected, that shot probably goes in.
He outplayed both Westbrook and Harden.
True. I agree with that.
Actually, I think he was the best player in that game, too.
He was. I feel bad for Lou Dort, but I've also blamed Chris Paul. He should have taken a shot. If you're Chris Paul, you didn't have to pass to the SGA. Take the shot, man. You have a chance to eliminate your former team. I mean, Chris Paul is one of my favorite players, but like you said, sometimes he kind of like defers sometimes. And another thing that killed the Suns, Devin Booker's lack of IQ. Remember that play in Game 5 when the Suns were down by 1, and instead of just shooting the ball at the right elbow at the foul line, he decides to go to the left side when he gets double teamed and shit.
Yeah.
And Drew Holiday stole the ball, and then Giannis had to dunk and one. That was just a bad play if you're Devin Booker and Chris Paul. If you're Chris Paul, why you even foul Giannis? And two, if you're Monty Williams, I would have called a timeout and run a play. What would you have done, man?
Yeah, same thing. I would run a play.
Run a play because they didn't run anything. Because if they just ran a play, the Suns probably come back and win that game. And I'll be honest, if they would have won Game 5, they would have won the series in 7. What do you think?
Well, I think that Game 4 when they're up by, I looked at it back. They're actually up by double digits.
No, they're up 9. No, I checked. They're up 9. No, it's 85-76. We're up 9 in the fourth quarter. You can check. Cam Johnson hit a 3 at the top of the key. They were up by 9, and then the Bucks stormed back. And Chris Paul had a turnover when we were down by 2. If he doesn't turn the ball over, who knows what could have happened? And also, don't forget the Giannis block. Don't sleep on that. On DeAndre Ayton, that saved the series. Because if he doesn't do that, the game would have been tied, and who knows?
Oh, yeah, and the Drew Holiday strip, too.
The Drew Holiday strip was Game 5. That was Game 5 on Booker. When the Suns were down by 1, and then Holiday stole the ball, and then Giannis had to dunk. That was when the Suns were down by 1. If he doesn't do that, Booker gets an open shot. More than likely, he would have hit it, which means the Suns would have been up by 1. They may have won that game. That's what I'm saying. So, Drew Holiday made some big plays. So did Giannis. Chris Middleton was huge in the finals, especially after Game 2. Wow. The Bucks really earned that championship. They really did, man. Yes, they got a bit fortunate, but hey, injuries are part of the game. Gotta give the Bucks some credit. And don't forget, Dante DiVincenzo was out too. Don't forget. He got hurt after the Heat series. So
word, no question. All right, fellas, we about to head up out of here, man.
Yeah, I was about to head out too. It's late here.
About to call it a nap. Well, call it a nap. Call it a day. Man, shout out to Great One, Chicago in the building. Gmoney,
no, I'm
New
not
York.
Italian. I'm Arab.
Wait, what happened?
No, the guy asked if I'm Italian. I'm Arab.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody also in the chat. Zach T. If I miss y'all names, y'all know who y'all take. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. We had a good time, man. Y'all fellas.
Getting on Sunday?
I'll be here on Sunday. You know it. I'll be here on Sunday. Football? Yep. You guys are some real.
Who you got that, Ravens or Chiefs?
See you later, buddy.
Oh, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, same. Okay.
You know.
Talk to you later then.
All right, man. Salute to you too, brother.
Yeah.
Peace. All right. Yeah, man. Yo, T, it's like I don't know, man. It's these notifications with YouTube, man. Some people tell me that they don't get them as well. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all you guys, though, man. Shout out to T holding down Sacktown. You know, I'll be back here on Sunday, whatever, so we could see if we could chop it up, man. But yeah, you know that's the you know that's my boy right there, man. T. It's always good to talk to him, man. But hope all is well with you over there in Sacramento, man. And that goes for all you guys. You know what I'm saying? Peace, y'all. We out.